is the cool part. I don't know though.
You're killing me. You're killing me, McMurray. You're killing
We
me.
can talk through that?
When you unmute yourself, you can.
Nice.
How you doing today, guys?
Doing well.
Doing well, yeah.
Good. So my viewer tracker isn't working because we got Charles here. He says evening all, and it's there we go. Now it's at 5. So we're
I was
good.
about to say we got a bunch already, so it's doing good.
Yeah. Howdy, folks. Welcome to episode 169. Only 2 weeks late. I'm sorry for the last couple of weeks not being around. First one was 4th of July. We went to it was the 3rd of July, but some friends were having a cookout, so I had to go to that. And then last week, I was dying of the plague. So there you go.
2 weeks late, man. That's what gives guys nightmares.
Yeah. So, Walkabout Games came in early and says, "Hey-o, Telemachus, big data may steal every piece of information on the internet, but at what point does the data become useless noise?" PP He-Man. It's on the internet. It must be true, right? Charles saying evening all. How you doing, Charles? Thanks for hopping on. Meandering Mike, greeting everyone. Howdy, Mike. Richard Keenan, if they can make money off my search history, good luck to them. Chris Long, hello, ladies.
Chris Long is lost, I think.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, first I thought B&B referred to bunnies and burrows. Nope, Battles and Brews, my friends. Battles and Brews. It's coming up this weekend. And if you have not yet bought your tickets and you want to show up for $20, not only do you get in for the 2 days of great gaming, you get one of these amazing cool glasses.
Yeah, you do, which are actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're actually very high quality glasses. They're one of my favorite glass. So, McMurray will be there. I will be there.
Hell yeah.
Reese will not be there because he's got to marry off a friend who he's already married off once before. It's a one-time. It's a one-way ticket, buddy.
Like I said, you know it's
if,
bad. Like, I'm always the idiot who has done people getting married over the weekend when we're supposed to be doing stuff. Now it's Reese. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Well, you'll be the last one, I think.
For that dude or forever?
For my friend group.
Oh, there you go.
Sounds like you need to get a new set of friends. Oh, you did. One of them
No,
is
see,
an
he
avowed
doesn't,
bachelor.
or else then he's going to go to more fucking weddings. Although, that would take the heat off me for all these times I got to miss stuff for weddings.
Yeah.
I've never missed anything as big as a Battles and Brews for a wedding, though.
No. You did miss, I think, a Star Wars day.
Yeah.
But
I missed a May the 4th for one.
I mean, I usually only come in for one, maybe 2 conventions a year anyway. So,
Yeah, well, we had...
Well, the good thing is, Battles and Brews isn't a convention. It's a gaming event.
Well, not only
you know
that,
what
but
I mean.
like, you're still late. You made it to... So which of the fall conventions are you going to make it to?
I got to make it to Tacticon. At least, I take that back. My minis have to make it to Tacticon. I don't really matter. But
Yes,
my
do.
stuff has
Yes,
got to
you
get
do.
there.
No, you got to be there, man. I need you there.
I will be.
What
Chris
minis
Long
you
has
taking
got a
to
question
Tacticon?
for you there.
I have not printed them yet. I am still researching how to run a resin printer. And my first thing of resin just arrived in the mail today, actually.
There you go.
So
What color is it?
I think gray.
All right.
Solid.
Not that it matters.
What minis are you taking to Tacticon, Reese?
I'm bringing Way Marines, NVA, Viet Cong, a Viet Cong prisoner, and a helicopter crew. and a Crash 2E.
And Telemachus has got it right.
Yeah, priorities are correct. What game is that turning into?
It's going to be Force on Force that Chris is running.
Yep, we're doing a force on force.
It's going to be
scenario that I wrote up.
It's
Aren't
a
you
down
doing
chopper
also,
type
Chris?
thing.
Yeah, I'm going to be busy as frog lips that weekend. I got running a game of Quar with Jay. We're doing a Fistful of Quar. Then we're going to do What a Tractor. By the way,
Okay.
I've got the first tractor. I just finished it, running it through the light source there.
Every time you say that, I imagine John Deere's and Kubotas with 50 cows trying to kill each other.
That's fine. Let's do it. We can do that with the slowest game of Gaslands ever.
There you go.
Chris, you gotta print me out some of the Quar tractors or something, because I don't know. I'm in the trick bag of I really don't feel like doing. If there's no figures in the tribe alone, I don't have the plastic figures. So, what's the point of printing out 8 million arms and legs and heads? Like, I don't know. It's kind of sad. Like, it's disappointing that you can't get Quar bodies and like basic infantry in the tribes. But
you will. He is going to be releasing a third faction on tribes only. I don't know what it is. Jay did not share that with me, nor would I ask him to.
I was about to say, yes. I didn't hear that part on the. Maybe I missed that in Jay's podcast. I don't know.
You mean Jay has a podcast?
Yeah. It's called The Veteran Wargamer.
It's actually back.
I've been listening.
He's got 2.
I've been listening to that podcast longer than I've known y'all. So
that's my point. I was about to say, I feel like you knew that, but yeah.
What's funny is I was listening to Rocky's War Room, I was listening to Veteran Wargamer, and talking to y'all, not realizing all the connections. Anyway,
that's fair. I mean, that was Bunkhouse's issue. He's known me since like 2008 when we went to school together. And then he said he was watching something on Rocky's War Room and went, wait a minute, why does that voice sound so damn familiar? Then realized, oh, yeah, that's why.
What is up with that turret?
What turret? Oh, is it that new Croftoyan big thing, Chris?
No, this is the Crusader tank.
Which I don't fucking know which one's which, Chris. I was just throwing out a name because it sounded like it was a Quar thing.
It is. Well, Kuftirin is one of the factions.
And they've got the pill drop tank?
Yeah, it looks like a little Stug almost.
Yeah, like a real cartoony Mark IV.
Yeah.
British Mark IV, that is, not German Mark IV.
So this is the...
Okay. That's the new one from this month with the great big honking turret?
Yeah. And that tiny little gun right there.
Is it supposed to be some sort of self-propelled light howitzer? Or?
No, all the tanks are kind of goofy like that. It's supposed to be like 1920s technology, so it's just bizarre as shit.
Gotcha.
And then here's the little mechanic.
What's up, Nord?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love his hat. And the overalls.
So, yeah. So I'll figure out how I'm going to paint it up. I'm probably going to paint up something French-like. World War I French or something. Nordic surprises when you all thought it was safe, and then I appear. I see they showed the light machine gun 3D render. Love that tank. Oog. Yes. So yeah, we're gonna. He's gonna have at least 2 more tractors, one for each faction, out in August and September. So we'll have at least 4 different tractors that we can styles that we can put on the table for one tractor.
I saw people messing with Ford 3-ton gun tractors. because they are very much to that same aesthetic.
Yes, yeah. Actually, the Fiat 2000. I was looking at doing a Fiat 2000.
Very similar, yeah. The what are some of the others? Those two, not the Cardinal Lloyd. Like a Lancia kind of is, but it's not bulky enough.
Yeah.
Like a Whippet would be if you found a not super high resolution version of a Whippet. As well as the British Mark whatever it was gun carrier from World War One, where it's essentially a Mark V chassis with two little like running, cockpits in the front, and then just a giant, 6-inch gun or whatever else it is sitting between them in front of a hull.
Yeah.
Those are bizarre as shit looking, but stuff like that, a Saint Charmand. If you find like an A7V that again isn't like ultra high definition, that could work pretty well too, especially if you decide you want to put some sort of like, I don't know, a flag draped over it or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He made a big thing about not wanting it to be, ultra gritty, which is fine. I get it. I appreciate the fact that you can set something, after the Civil War and before World War One, and not have it just be covered in dirt and bullshit.
Right.
Given that that's all anybody wants to do with, whatever the Osprey Dogger land thing is, and then like the turn-up stuff, because I saw people making turn-up 28 World War One stuff, and there's just, I don't know, everything always has to be covered in dirt, and it just reminds me of weird 40K stuff where it's like you painted a pretty model, then you just covered it in stuff. Like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
It reminds me of how can you tell he's the king? He's not covered in shit.
Who?
It from Monty Python. In
Oh,
that movie,
yes.
everybody's covered in shit except for the king.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to do that to their stuff, like just cover it and just slap crap all over it. Hexy, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, my man.
Mr. Hex.
The pink, blue, and brown French aircraft camo from the 30s might look really good on that.
Yeah. I was thinking that, or like the real weird, like I think the French and the Finns both had a kind of similar, bizarre, kind of blocky vehicle camo.
Yeah, with kind of not really pastel colors, but
yeah, that or like the British, whatever the British North African like tan and blue.
Oh yeah.
Or if you wanted to go fully crazy, you could do a Royal Navy Mountbatten pink thing in case they like fighting, around dusk. Which is wild. Thank you, Mal Wright, for rekindling my knowledge of Mountbatten pink ships. But yeah.
Yeah, and then they stuck it on Spitfires for recon missions too.
Yeah, dude. That's like guys used to jokingly paint their Panthers pink, right, when they made Pink Panther lists in Flames of War back in the day.
Yeah.
And then somebody did it with a Spitfire or with a OP or something, and it was, what the hell is that thing? It's like, it's actually supposed to be pink. Thank you, though. But no, I think because wait, I know there's quad that live in the desert, Chris.
Oh yeah.
Because I've seen like pictures of them. Their building structures are very like Middle Eastern looking, except for instead of in squares, they're curved. But in terms of the flat roofs, the overhead or the roof walls and everything like that, the idea is very similar, except for with curved walls instead of hard corners and stuff, which is kind of cool. But that could be a pretty cool opportunity to wing out some of the light blue North Africa British camo.
Yeah. There's so much that I could go after.
I'm still trying to figure out where the entire backstory of the Quar is. I don't know. I don't, because there's a couple books you can download.
Yeah.
but they kind of, I can't tell if they're like rule books or like fan fiction, like stories, or if they're
So if you go to rifler.com, it's Rhyfler,
yep,
rifler.com,
yep.
you can download, there's 4 books, I think.
There's there's something COR, Core of Riflers maybe or something like that, and then there's this Quar's War, right? Something like that.
Yeah, this Quar's War is the original set of rules.
Okay.
And in that, you've got a lot of Quar history that talks about. Um, you get a lot of it in like the between the chapters.
Yeah, like the flavor
There's
text or whatever.
yeah, and it's letters between a Quar on the front and his nephew back home,
Oh,
and it's you get a lot of the flavor from that of how the Quar are. And then there's the Rifler Primer or something to that effect. That's the new skirmish rules that he's come out with
yeah.
that go with the new plastic models.
Yes. I was going to
And
say, because
then,
don't you also get the plastics in boxes of 12?
so
Or is that
if
just
you
the starter box?
the starter box is two um, is 2 complete sprues, and how they designed it is one half of the sprue is Crusaders,
Yeah.
the other half of the sprue is Kofturans,
Yep.
Royalists, and so you get um, you get a total of 4 complete sprues for a total of 12 of each side in
Yeah.
the starter box. If you go to War Games Atlantic,
Yep.
you can buy just Koftrans or just uh, Crusaders, and you get enough to build 24. So
Oh, okay.
you get 6 or 8 half sprues.
Okay.
So now the upcoming uh, they're going to be coming out with another set of plastics,
Yep.
and this time they're going to have um, each faction will have a full sprue.
Okay. Cool.
So there's going to be more stuff available in there. So
Is Jay coming this weekend?
no, he gets back from Germany on Friday.
Perfect.
So he's going to be a little tuckered out, as well as also having to go back to work. Because
the barbershop will be okay for a day or so.
I thought I would say so, but
He could just fly into Kansas City and drive back with you and Don. Or
you would think, but it's this whole he wants to spend as much time with the kids as possible thing. I don't know.
just out here being a good father and stuff. Whatever.
Yeah. I've never been able to understand it. I kid. It's a
I don't give
joke.
a shit. None of us have fucking kids.
If somebody doesn't realize that we're joking about that, they shouldn't be watching the show.
Again,
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. None of us have kids. There are no biological children out there to be offended. Like, cool. Enjoy.
Yep.
Except for that one that Steve and I made, but
And
that's
fucking
Steve's
Steve.
problem. I don't know if he ever, gave birth.
We're far into this, so I can say fucking, right? Yeah, fucking Steve. Not gonna be there this weekend.
We're just gonna have to tell Steve that Steve and my love child that he had. The birthday of that love child is, the weekend of WW3 of Wily War Games weekend. That way he's got to go to it, and his wife can't say he has to do something else because it's his child's birthday and he has to go.
Exactly.
She's going to ask so many questions.
Whatever, dude.
NP.
The world is made of questions. I don't have answers for any of them. Sorry. I started just telling people that at work now. It's super duper freeing. People don't like it, but it feels real good.
Yeah.
The world's full of questions, bud. I don't have answers to them. Sorry. Best of luck to you.
Best of luck.
None that
Well, yeah,
we
I said
know of
go.
to
I was saying
because-
go with God to people, and then my coworker's like, somebody's going to complain about that, and I was like, that's okay.
Just
Yeah,
say
probably
you're trying to use adios in English.
Huh?
Just say you're translating adios to English. It's a diversity thing.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. There you go. But no, I started telling people best of luck. Have fun. Happy travels. Happy travels is a good one. I did happy travels / happy trails for a good amount of time. It's okay.
Trying to figure out a good color for Nathan Bedford Forrest's hair.
White,
No,
gray, probably purple or pink or blue.
I think it was a really dark brown.
Like his pants. I'm sorry, Jeff. Actually, I don't know if Jeff particularly likes Forrest, but yeah. I kind of doubt it, but you know.
Well, I'm not painting him to be Forrest. I am painting him to be an unnamed Confederate cavalry officer in an unnamed Missouri unit in an unnamed Missouri county. So,
Well, then just make him a ginger.
I've already got Jeb Stewart with red hair. I don't really want two red-haired officers.
Huh. That just seems like it'd be hilarious.
Bill
Maybe
Anderson,
that's
I will
okay.
punch you in the face.
What'd you say?
If you make him bloody Bill Anderson, I will punch you in the face.
He's not going to be Bloody Bill.
Hey, you're gonna get punched in the face a bunch doing dumb shit like that.
I am doing the guerrilla war, but I'm not doing Bloody Bill.
All right.
Even I have limits.
Because
Even Reese says no to war crimes.
he was part of that whole Centralia, Missouri.
Yeah.
You can call it a massacre, Chris. It was 100% just killing
Oh yeah,
unarmed,
no,
surrendering combatants.
I was getting there.
Yeah, you can just call him a giant piece of shit. That's okay. In all honesty, it's entirely reasonable, merited, and exactly what it should be called.
I'm
Yeah.
more kind of basing it off of like Jim Barry and Bill Dark, but
I know a guy named. I work with a guy named Dirty Jimmy Barry. He's good people.
Look at the Canadian. Look at the Canadian. Someone say
Hang
war
on,
crimes?
I can't see. Hang on, is the Canadian with us right now?
he
Yes.
is.
Oh fuck! Hang on, you're in a pocket. Wait a minute. Don't leave, Chris. I haven't heard him say A yet.
Nord says, which should I play? The Hunters, the Hunted, Silent Victory, or Beneath the Med? Either the Hunters or Silent Victory. The Hunted or Beneath the Med is just you pounding your head against the fucking wall because German U-boats get raped in those two games.
That's fair.
And
Can you play
rightfully
as
so.
Can you play as a spaghetti boy in Beneath the Med?
What's that? I don't know. I think you're still just dealing with. You're still just dealing with the
Germans.
yeah.
That's fair. The first thing you do should be rolling like a D20, or just like 2d6 because if I recall correctly, it's a D6 system, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you rolled 2d6, and then you've got to get a 12 to just get through the Straits of Gibraltar, and if you don't, you're sighted by aircraft and sunk.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
All right. So here is an example of my maneuver cards.
All right, hang
For the
tight, hang
game
tight,
this
hang tight, hang
weekend.
tight, hang tight.
Oh, I'm bigging myself here.
No. I want to see is Chris Long like streaming with us?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. That's why I was confused. I was like, I haven't heard him yet.
No.
I just heard a Canadian and I got all excited.
I mean, everybody's got their own taste.
Well, I mean, not all Canadians are cool. Most of them probably aren't, but Chris Long's cool as shit.
Yeah, he is. And like I said, he wants to get into doing the choir, but he's got to do his
800 other projects.
move to contact.
That too. I was about to say, he is also actively printing and painting more stuff than anybody I know at any given point in time.
Yeah.
The man's a friggin' machine.
There's my BF-110s. And you'll see here that that's the tail number. That's actually on the model itself.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. And and what are you playing with this? Starfighters?
Kind of.
But with maneuver cards?
Yeah, so what I'm doing, it's gonna be fucking mass chaos, right? So each player is going to have 2 airplanes.
Okay.
And they will choose the maneuver for each airplane that they're flying. So they can choose to do a right bank, a left bank, an Immelman, a straight maneuver, a left turn, right turn, or a hard left or hard right turn, right? And so what they'll do is they'll choose which one they want to do, which maneuver they want to do, and then when everybody's picked, they turn them over and go. Everybody moves. Everybody has their own tape measure. Everybody gets them to move all at the same time, so it's just mass fucking chaos.
I'm about to say, what happens when people start running into each other?
Well, see, that's the thing. Since it's, I'm just going to say, unless you're out of control, you're not going to be running into each other.
Okay. So do you have movement like cards like in a deck that you reveal, or do you put a gem or a token on a piece of paper to signal what you're choosing, or what?
Right. So I've got 8 maneuver cards for each aircraft.
Okay.
And they'll be able to flip through all 8 cards to see which one they want to use. It's kind of like in Star Wars X-Wing, the X-Wing miniatures game. Where
Can we take a minute to toss out an RIP for X-Wing, by the way?
Yeah.
It might not have been my favorite Starship Combat game. It may not have been, they might not be your favorite models, what have you. But it was a good game, and it didn't deserve to die like that.
No.
And also Armada.
You are correct.
Yeah, Armada kind of sucks, though. X-Wing was really super duper fun, and
I liked Armada. Anyway,
that's fine. I don't know. X-Wing was kind of the first one along in the sci-fi vein of those games, like before the Star Trek one came out. I don't know if that or Wings of Glory came out first, but they played quite similarly.
Wings of Glory, Wings of War was first.
Yeah.
And then
X-Wing brought it over to sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to pay licensing or whatever, but they did.
Yes. It's either way.
And that's probably what killed them, was they were paying double licensing.
I mean, I don't necessarily know that X-Wing died because of entirely financial reasons, to be honest with you.
No, it's that Atomic Mass Games is just wanting to worry about manufacturing the scale dude and Shatterpoint scale dudes and not worry about coming up with all the different types of X-wings and B-wings.
Yeah, I mean,
and
to a
Y-wings.
certain extent, they don't have nearly as much potential for new products, right? Which is usually what big gaming companies are looking for, is to push new releases.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm heavily invested in these
What are
Right.
those? I can't see.
Star Wars
plastic
pocket
cards.
models.
Oh yeah, there you go.
They've been dead since 2008.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing, right? It's not like X-Wing's been around long enough that obviously now there's going to be a push. You know, everybody's going to want to buy X-Wing stuff. But I'd imagine you give it a year and a half or so, and you'll be able to find the models all over the place. Unfortunately, you can't always deal with other stuff that's like that, but hopefully that's the case.
So, in response to X-Wing dying, Skullforge has actually started releasing STLs of X-Wing scale ships.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. I might actually have to start. That means I might. So I have some Skullforge stuff because he'll run the 50% off sales a couple times a year, you know. And I've bought stuff.
Well, just talk to me off the record. We'll see what we can do.
I mean, he makes good models. I just am not a huge.
Oh no, I'm saying about like the ships and stuff.
Yeah, my point is those would be cool to get and own and do. Honestly, again, I played Wings of Glory a couple months ago. Well, maybe not a couple months ago. Start of June, I played Wings of Glory at a local convention here in St. Louis, where I played all that bolt action. Had a good time playing both. Played bolt action on Friday night and Saturday. Did very, very well. Decided I didn't need to play Tank War on Sunday. Could just take it easy. So I went and played with the big money guys. And most of what I played in was a Wings of Glory, so the World War One kind of adaptation for shooting at going to kill Godzilla.
I like it.
Yeah, so Kevin he had taken a Godzilla model and he'd come up with rules for it and all kinds of other stuff. It was super duper fun. Because then, you know, depending on how many players you had an American player, a German player, and then possibly a Japanese player. Or I'm sorry, and an English player. And then if you had enough people, he'd add more models such that you'd have an additional player on each of those factions. And I don't know. It was super fun. I had a great time. And it reminded me of how simple and fun those rules are. So that was pretty outstanding, to be honest with you. I had a big fun time.
Skullforge is also doing walkers and infantry in that scale too.
Oh wow!
So with my pocket models and a few Skullforge things, I'm thinking Battlesuit Alpha for the land combat between.
I was about to say, man, you can put planes in Battlesuit Alpha, Doc.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you can absolutely put planes in Battlesuit Alpha.
Doing some sort of rules for the starfighters. I haven't decided which of my many aerial combat rules that I want to.
Battlesuit Alpha would actually work super good for Hoth. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, I have the shield generators, I have the tauntauns, I have the snow speeders, I have all the walkers, I have the speeder bikes.
I have 6mm infantry. I don't know what scale those fighters are.
They might be a tad big.
X-Wing is 1/270th scale for all.
So my 6mm Hoth miniatures would probably work stupid good with that.
Well, I'm talking if I use these might be a little bit different scale.
Either way, you can always abstract ground and whatever.
So,
scale.
do we want to? If we did Hoth, would we want to do ground combat and air combat on separate tables, space combat on separate tables, and do the evacuation of the ships and the X-wings covering the retreat too?
Hi, Brian. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
That could get super complicated, and I'm down with it.
Accurate.
Big ion cannon shooting it off.
I'm about to say, yeah.
But the ground table has to control the ion cannon.
Yep. Well, and they just if the rebellion controls it, then all of a sudden, then each turn they get to just launch some obnoxious fucking shot at a, an Imperial cruiser or something.
That's probably just shock, like no damage, only shock, but still.
Even so, if you can just drop like 3 shock on something, then all of a sudden you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
That or they can, choose a ship and essentially do like a mesmerize roll. Man, see, I'm kind of sad because I have my terrain is done. I added an extra layer of Mod Podge to the rocks today. Just because I super duper didn't want the grit coming off of them. And then I went and I tried putting like black dots on what looked like what is securing the bridge slats to the ropes on one of the bridge sections. And I'm going to be real honest with you, I'm not sure I like it. So I stopped at the one, and I think if I can, I'm just not going to use that one. Hang on just a sec. Let me finish browning this meat for spaghetti, and then I'll take you guys downstairs and show you what they're looking like. But my point is, I got this thing that looked like some sort of water spirit. Like game night, right? Because I was up there, and I don't like going up there without buying stuff. So whatever. So I got this Reaper thing. It's a Bones miniature. So I made sure to get one of one of the ones that's, not the gray plastic. Because those are a pain in the dick to prime. Because the plastic doesn't take primer particularly well. At least in my humble experience. But, so I got one that was the green translucent plastic, because that stuff tends to be a harder plastic, and I found that it takes primer a lot better. And if I'm going to prime it, with a spray, it's not going to be translucent anyway, so who cares? So then I looked at it, and it's like 3 naked ladies on top of some water. It's a little awkward. I'll be real honest with you, because I did not think that's what it was. And I was certainly not looking for that, but it looks like the mermaids might have some competition against these here pirates. And it also might mean that the female pirates just become a ridiculously overpowered faction, because previously I've had them immune to like the mermaids mesmerizing and stuff.
Right.
Well, I suppose it's 2024. Fuck it. We can make lesbian pirates. Whatever.
Whatever flips your goat.
Yeah, dude. That's actually a good point. Fuck it. We're going for inclusion this year. The female pirates will be affected by the mermaids and the ladies just like everybody else.
Hell yeah.
I watched that show, Black Sails, on Showtime. I know that Blackbeard was actually a black lesbian lady who's kind of a hooker. Yeah. Surprisingly, not Netflix. I don't remember what that was, but yeah.
Stars.
There you go.
We'll pretend like I didn't know that.
You did know that. You were the only one who knew that, in fact.
One of my favorite bloggers likes that show.
It's not a bad show. Like, I understand why they can't just do obnoxiously large ship combat scenes, but it still makes me really, 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 really sad that they don't.
Oh, like Master and Commander level combat.
Oh, man.
Fun movie.
You got to stop. We're going to start breathing heavy, and then I'm going to have to leave.
Okay, I'll show you Nathan Bedford Forrest. It should fix everything.
Yeah, now I fucking hate everything. All right. How do I turn this stupid thing around? Let's see here. Nope, not comments. Shut up, Brian. I can already hear you furiously typing out some smart ass answer here. Okay, so I had these painted, right? These are some of the bridges. There's another bridge to go between the rocks. And I did one with those black dots. I don't fucking think they look as good. I think I'm just going to leave them like this.
I like the bottom two better.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully I don't have to use that one. But then here's the rocks.
Rock looks good.
And the idea is, for the most part, to keep your miniatures on the grit so that they don't come off. I do have kind of a lot of rocks. Like, there's a lot of rocks. There's a lot of...
That's not a bad thing.
Bridges, too. Yeah. Like, to the point where I don't know if we're going to necessarily have enough pirates. The one from Monty Python's the one with the dots on it. 'Cause it's a little jacked up.
None shall pass.
None shall pass.
Tim. Oh, that's right. Blackbeard, actual Blackbeard was Ray Stevenson. That's right. The guy who played Titus Pullo. But they definitely called that other lady Blackbeard in like the second episode. But yeah.
Was it Ray Stevenson or Ray Stevens? Because there's a big difference there.
Ray Stevenson. It was the dude who played Titus Pullo.
Okay. Because, I mean, I didn't see any squirrels bounce around in people's underwear.
No.
All right. So we got our Arkansas contingent back. All right, Chris, I'm bopping out of here. Boop.
Have you not heard Mississippi Squirrel Revival?
I absolutely have.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
Still some severely
Ray
Arkansas
Stevens
type shit.
is a national treasure.
He wrote my personal favorite, Osama Yo Mama.
Oh man.
Which, if you didn't think courtesy of the red, white, and blue could get any more jingoistic, you have not listened to Osama Yo Mama.
Now this is going back. There used to be a club in Dallas called Boley and Wilson's, and they did an entire stage show, and they did a lot of songs kind of like in that vein. And one of them is Comini Bite My Weenie.
That's outstanding.
That's a throwback. But my ADHD took over because you said club in Dallas, and I inserted whore in Dallas, and then I started humming "Let It Roll" by Guy Clark.
Or you were going straight for Dallas Buyers Club or some weird shit like that.
No, I went with the
or
classic.
Joe Ely. Have you ever seen Dallas from a DC Night at Night?
Mm-hmm.
I got in trouble for calling the Ayatollah Khomeini Ayatollah Asshola when I was in college at one point in time.
Well,
that was a weird one. That was one of those like hostages and shit, and also let's not act like Arab Spring was particularly great for the world or the Middle East. So
I got called racist for suggesting that we shoot 54 millimeter Taliban figures with a pellet gun.
That's kind of funny, but
I mean,
yeah. I just thought Ayatollah Asshole was like a good humorous, I don't know.
Now another one of their songs is Lucy's Got a Pussy Like a Javelina Hog.
Oh. It's what? I guess we're 43 minutes in. We're already demonetized. That's fair.
She's not a mean cat. That's all they're going to say.
Not that your algorithm isn't already thoroughly demonetized, Chris, but we certainly are now.
Shit. At this point in time, I'm so demonetized, I owe them money.
Man, fuck paying YouTube money. We're supposed to be making that YouTube money like Jeff.
Right? Jeff and Todd making that big...
I don't know if Todd's making any YouTube money, but Jeff is definitely making YouTube money. Todd, he's making that members-only dick money.
I thought Todd had like one video about a ping pong table that made him like $3,000 or something.
He has a video about a ping pong table that has like 73,000 views. The issue is it's on one of his many, many YouTube channels that he has not posted basically anything on since, I don't know,
that video.
2010.
He's literally a one-hit wonder.
Instead of Wardrobe Plays World War II, it is Wardrobe Builds Ping Pong Table.
We have joked about that many, many times. Yeah,
I'm sure. And I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. But
you should.
Yay.
That's a dead horse that needs to be beaten.
Let me find one.
If anybody's got a dead horse, it's you.
I do. I have 54 millimeter dead horses.
Nice.
So actually, here's something.
Don't let the French see him.
that is directly wargame related and directly related to the participants of this show and this channel and our viewership. So, Mr. As everybody here knows, Mr. Warmutt has a fondness for starter sets.
Yes.
Right? And Mr.
I wouldn't say a fondness. I would say
he's got a fucking problem.
Yeah.
But he also has a fondness for Mr. Hex, which again is reasonable. Jeff's a pretty looking guy. But in those two meeting up, Brian has discussed, various starter sets he could get that would entice Jeffrey into various things. Bear in mind, Brian already, I believe, has the giant Perry Miniatures 28 millimeter ACW starter box. But recently, he has taken a shine to small scale ACW. My suggestion to him, Chris and Reese, even though we're kind of moving exactly the opposite direction from Reese, but also kind of towards it because we were just talking about 270th. My suggestion to him was the Bacchus ACW starter set that comes with Polemos.
Oh, there you go.
Right? Because that quite literally has everything he needs, from rules to bases to miniatures to terrain, everything.
And Bacchus is sweet. 6 millimeter love.
Bacchus is badass. Peter Berry's badass. Go buy Bacchus stuff. They take VAT out when they ship to the U.S. Or anywhere that's not Great Britain, because fuck the tax man. Which is pretty awesome, to be honest with you. Just another reason they're awesome.
There's no taxation without representation.
Yeah, dude. So you quite literally you get, as opposed to, Warlord Games, where you pay the, converted price and then 26%.
Right.
They just drop 20% off of it, and then it covers a bunch of your shipping / makes shipping quite manageable. Because Nord is correct. Their shipping rate is 30% of the cost. That being said, it's usually not that expensive because you're buying 6 mil, and they knock 20% off of their price with VAT, which is pretty awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, fuck Warlord. 100% agree with you on that one, Nord. That place is a great big racket.
So, Devin on Discord, I think it was yesterday, said that Jeb looks like he's wearing jean shorts over brown leggings. And
Jeff?
Jeb Stewart.
Oh,
and I can't unsee it.
Well,
I love it.
It is that time of year in Arkansas.
It's always jean short time of year in Arkansas, isn't it?
Man, I don't know.
Charles, to answer your question, absolutely.
I have 2 pairs of shorts right now. I have an olive drab pair and a Rhodey pair, and that's all the shorts I need.
An olive drab pair and a what pair?
Rhodesian pair.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Grass pattern's the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Although grass pattern, when it's sitting above essentially 2, highway reflective strips,
which are my legs,
camouflage. It's oh, look, it's the uprights from a goalpost in the NFL where they play at night with no lights.
Yeah.
And then a bush. Holy shit!
Accurate description of me on a hiking trip a couple weeks ago, McMurray.
That's fair. I know.
Accurate description.
I got all excited because I finally worked days, but then I forgot I wear long pants every day at work, so it's kind of okay. I went down and I was backpacking with the scouts, and they're like, "Why are your legs so light?" Because shut up, man. Why don't you stop asking questions?
A 5-mile slow canoe gave me enough of a tan that I'm okay now.
Fair.
But the 5-mile canoe was a much needed rest after the 8 miles basically straight up with a 50-pound pack.
Hell yeah, dude.
So,
hell yeah. Man, see, Reese went and did some McMurray summer. That's what I spent my whole month of fucking June doing, and I love it.
That's what we did for a bachelor party for my buddy.
Hell yeah.
So.
Hell yeah. Get some.
Kill the copperhead in camp.
There you go. We got a. I didn't see any copperheads this year. Well, not close enough to do it, not close enough to worry about. We did see Jake, the timber rattler, though. That was cool.
Not a fan of those.
Well, same, but Jake and his descendants have been living under the same rock for like at least the past 20 years that I can personally attest to. So it's kind of one of those, well, all right, that's your rock. Have fun, buddy.
That's sort of like the ringneck snakes at the shop that live under the same piece of tin that's been there for 50 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And
like,
I found out this year that ringnecks are actually venomous. Their mouths just can't get a hold of a human. And even if they did, the venom doesn't really affect you because it's so insect-based. So that was news to me.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know ringnecks were venomous.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I've handled them my entire life.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've held a lot of ringnecks. I've had a lot of ringnecks nose butt me.
But their venom isn't potent to humans. It's like specifically formulated to insects.
Like I said, I don't know that I've ever actually had one bite me. They nose bump all the time.
Yeah, but their fangs are actually like in the rear, like a coral snake.
Okay.
So
cool. I did see a milk this summer. That was cool.
Cool.
Yeah, that was real.
We saw 3 water snakes and a water moccasin. So it was fun.
Yeah, dude. Oh, copperheads, man.
And I got hit in the face with a rock, so that was cool too.
What happened?
So we were standing on either side of the buffalo in the water, skipping rocks at each other. As like, just guys.
And somebody skipped a rock so hard it bounced up and hit your face?
Yeah.
Because that doesn't sound like they skipped a rock so hard it skipped up and bounced your face. It sounds like they threw a rock at your face and then laughed their ass off.
It skipped about 3 or 4 times and then connected with my face.
There's no way.
We were trying to catch him. We were getting down low and catching him.
Who are you skipping rocks with? Derek fucking Jeter?
Dude, Chris Connolly can throw a rock.
Man, I need to go skipping rocks with Reese. Apparently, hey, I got a bridge to sell you, man.
Hey, I had the bruise, and I got 5 witnesses on that one.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not disputing the fact that you got hit in the face by a rock.
Hang on, this is work.
It is weird. I agree with you. Somebody threw a rock at your face and then managed to convince you, oh, skipping it, man. I swear to God. That's awesome. We do need to hang out, Reese. I got a lot of real estate to sell you. I got a whole bunch of Warlord games, 2mm Napoleonics.
Scala says,
we are talking about your ex, Scala.
You don't realize they're venomous. Their fangs are really upset.
Nord, I agree with you on the figures are horrendously overpriced. I remember when Warlord used to be like the go-to place, right, for affordable plastic, especially World War II stuff and like ancients. Because, it was $1 a figure, or actually usually less, for like their World War II, boxed stuff, right? And now it's drastically not, like insanely not. And that's before you get to their fuck you, you're not, in the UK markup, as well as the like, $75 minimum order or whatever, and then they still charge you shipping. Like for a while there, Warlord used to do their $50 free shipping thing. Like now they send all those stupid sale emails, and it's like, why? You still have to order $75 worth of crap from you guys, which is really only $50 worth of crap, and then you still got to pay like $25 shipping. So take the fuck off, man. They're, in terms of the rules, they're not all god awful, but they're certainly not. Warlord is certainly very proud of their rules. Let's say that.
Yes.
Like I'm not saying, like I said, I play Bolt Action. Bolt Action is fun. I've had positive experiences playing Hail Caesar too. I am not exactly DJ Jazzy Jeff to be paying, $50-$60 for a rule book. But yeah, I mean, I guess they look good, but so does Rommel. Rommel looks stellar.
You mean you don't want to pay? What was it? $100 and something for. No, wrong one. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
What do you have? The Mythic America rules?
No, the Victory at Sea hardback special edition silver fucking
No,
edge book. I didn't pay for this.
I know.
I mean, it's a pretty book.
You got that in a Devil Went Down to Georgia type scenario.
Yep.
Or who was the guitarist? Robert Johnson,
Yeah,
Yep.
one of them.
who the devil taught how to play guitar.
Yeah, Robert Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I am technically on call tonight, and I had a call come through, so I fixed it over the phone because that's what you do.
Honestly, Victory at Sea is like double disappointing because the rules blow and it's not a pretty book.
And the miniatures
Right.
aren't great either.
Yeah. I still don't understand why they bought out the rights to Mongoose Games' Victory at Sea, which are decent rules. And then, like, just, oh, cool, we're going to take the name now. Bro, take the rules too. Your rules blow, man. Like,
Yeah,
you have fully developed rules for World War I and World War II.
And then let's make our miniatures so fucking big you can't actually do a decent game on them.
Yeah, and we're going to put mounted bases on them like there was 1/6000, despite the fact that the entire world has gamed naval for the last 60 years with 1/2400 figures with no bases on them.
Again, I did.
My
not
name
pay
is
for
John
these.
Stallard, and I am the poster child for traumatic brain injuries.
Right?
Anyways, that is not very nice to people with TBIs.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Fair. Again, I don't know why. So Scala, again, I want to point out that it's not necessarily that I've always hated Warlord. Like I said, I used to really like. I have so much fucking Warlord stuff around here; it's ridiculous. I supported Warlord. I was the Warlord guy. I played Bolt Action. You know what I mean? I played Hail Caesar, the whole 9 yards. To the point where I was playing Hail Caesar in 15. So I wanted to play Hail Caesar, but I couldn't force myself to paint that many, knights or anything. Because Hail Caesar and Black Powder, you need a metric, just ton of figures to play.
Did you ever play Blood Red Skies?
I have played Blood Red Skies.
What was
It's
your
not
opinion?
a bad game, but it's not. There are certainly better games commonly available and far more established. And it's in a stupid fucking scale, and you have to use their bases and stuff.
By the way, John Weiss says, "Hey guys, how you doing, John? Thanks for dropping in, buddy."
John, how are those Cowboys going, buddy? Oh, I've just been ranting, Jeffy. It's a good day. You
I'm
you didn't
painting
really miss
Union
anything. You're used to
officers,
it.
and that's it.
God, son of a mackerel.
On the bright side, in 2 Warlords credit, it looks like with Bolt Action 3rd edition, it looks like they're trying to stray away from catering to tournament gamers and move to some slightly more historical, gearings. So instead of hull-mounted machine guns being every bit as effective as like Pintle or coax machine guns, they are not. They're drastically less effective, which is good because that's how it works. They're kind of restructuring to make early war tanks not as potent as they have been in previous editions of Bolt Action. All kinds of stuff. So yeah. I got you. You're right, Chris. But whatever. That's why I buy my figures elsewhere.
John says they're actually going pretty good.
Good. Good.
And
I know you got a few of them. You got some paint on them. You were rolling. Jeff, I think you have 3 backers on YouTube right now. Don't you? Or do you have 4? I know you have at least 3. Because there's 2 local to St. Louis. And then I think you said you had 1 other. Dude, you're correct, Warmut. Your Greek army looks fantastic. Like I said, it takes a ton of figures, and you have painted a ton of hoplites. What was it, 200 and change?
Jumping Jehoshaphat.
Hey, Jeffy, look at this.
Put it back out there.
And then
That guy, he's my favorite. He's a German or a Polish immigrant. His name is Hans Zapinski.
you can make me smaller.
I thought you were going to say you can make a card for him, and I will.
Let's do it. Do you want him to be? Yeah, the first one's Jeb. Well, he's not going to be, but the sculpt is. If you want to make a blue coat named Hans, whatever you said.
No. The rebels are named Hans Zapinski.
Okay.
Because, Appomattox and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we'll make another dude named L.M. Ozer. But nobody keeps middle names, so he's just L. Ozer.
Nice.
He'll be one of their other commanders.
All right.
Hey-o.
You're landing shots.
Oh, yeah. It's good times. Yes, that first one is Jeb Stewart. It's a pretty cool figure. Oh, damn, John.
I've got the mounted one to go with him. I just don't have it painted yet. I have to figure out what color his horse was.
Whose horse?
Jeb Stewart.
As a cavalry commander, did he have a horse throughout the entire war?
Well, I'm sure he had a favorite one.
Well, that's fair.
And, I mean, it's not like he lived through the entire war either.
Well, that's also true.
Not to be that guy, but he did kind of die.
Accurate. There was a lot of that going around.
Yeah.
I have to remind myself about that with Sterling Price also.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, as I said, I'm just doing kind of a Ozarks guerrilla warfare type campaign that I'm working on.
That's fair.
You saw my dismounted Union commander.
No.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah,
yes, I have.
The 2-gun cavalry guy.
Yeah.
Which is just such a fun sculpt.
Correct. I like it a lot.
I'm giving him the name of one of my friends in St. Louis. So.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm, Holloway.
Oh, I thought you were going to call him Toddy.
No, that would be funny. I should have like an entire St. Louis contingent of Yankees. It's like just named after various guys I know in St. Louis because there's a lot of them.
Hell yeah, dog.
Let's do it. I've got a Custer figure I'm painted up and going to use in the campaign too. Obviously not as Custer, but I figured having a flamboyant Union guy would kind of balance it out with a flamboyant Jeb Stewart type guy too.
Fair.
So, I'm going to laugh if, like, in the first battle, this guy just headshots Jeb Stewart. Boom. I don't remember.
On the bright side, it should be fairly easy to write Custer out of action hit, bringing him back. You should probably just remove one of his traits.
Yeah.
Given that was kind of, unfortunately, what happened to him in real life. Like, hey, I know we joked about traumatic brain injuries, but take a real strong hit to the head.
Yes, John, they are. And I'm trying to figure out how to make an Outlaw Josie Wales type Clint Eastwood character fit in as well with the two Colt Dragoons. I don't know if they're walkers or dragoons. I think they're dragoons because they are definitely hog legs. Because that would just be a ton of fun. And yes, I know he's painted as Blondie, but that looks good.
Next, Chris.
That's one of the 6B17s I got done. Here are some of my P51s.
Hell yeah.
You know, I didn't think I was going to like the props, but I do.
Well, the thing is, I'm probably going to break them off.
Are these 3D prints, Chris?
Yes, they are.
And are they the Gukek ones, or did you find larger ones?
I found 1/200 scale that I scaled down. Actually,
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so you were doing Blood Red Skies figures.
What's that? Actually, no, they're 1/44 scale that I scaled down. This was one of the ones that I was having a lot of problems with.
Man, it looks good.
Move to your left. It looks good, buddy. I like the invasion stripes. I'm always a fan of invasion stripes.
It's the only one that's got them. Because the other decals got ruined.
Oh. I usually just paint them on. They look sloppy as shit in real life.
No, the not the invasion stripes, the letterboard.
Oh, okay.
Now I got to find good blue colors.
What's that?
I got to find good blues to do Union guys with.
Oh shit! Just
use a sky blue and a navy blue. Those are real easy to find.
My navy's just a little too dark.
That's fair.
Because
you can find like an ultramarine or royal blue. You can probably either mix it or use that and then come back with it after a wash.
I think I'm going to take the Vallejo medium and just add a drop of it to the Vallejo U.S. Navy Sea Blue and see how that comes up.
Yeah. I'm going to say you can always go brighter.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you don't have to worry about it quite as much in 15 or in 54 as you might if you're doing 15s or 28s. Because not as much is covered by a wash, but even so.
Nord, would that continue into the 1880s for that color as well? Because my Union boys I'm using for multiple projects.
I don't think that color really changed until you hit tan, to be honest with you.
Probably. It went right up to Spanish-American War. That's a good BF-110.
Hell yeah.
Nerds in the house. How you doing?
Nerd, what's up on the sculpting table?
There you go. 190.
Maybe almost too gray. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, it does.
I can never get my 190s to look right.
And then a 109. I've got 4 of each of the German aircraft. Yeah, there's a 109.
That's a Kellyan green. Good to know.
There you go. Prussian blue is a good one.
And then, like I said, I printed it up a crap ton of these. I actually. Okay, Hicks, hold on one second, buddy.
Oh, baby. Getting that guest appearance from the sexy Hexy.
I hope he's bringing his history book.
I was going back through the text trying to figure out what Chris Long was telling him to look at.
She says Universal carry about 95% done.
Hell yeah, what are you painting, nerd?
I think this turned out pretty good also. I designed and printed these out.
Yeah, remember you showing us those. I really like them. I enjoy how you already set it up so that you've got an indicator on there pointing which way is front.
Yep.
Yeah. I was about to say, did
Jeffrey!
Dark Owls and Battletech, that's okay.
What's up?
Hey, buddy.
How are you, sir?
I need to paint ACW more often if it means he's going to show up.
I got about another month. Hopefully, I'll have my keys to my new apartment. And we'll have fire pole room, a hobby room, and a bedroom.
Did you say fire pole room?
Yes, I ordered that. It'll be here in 2 weeks.
Artful. Hell yeah.
And a disco ball.
Outstanding. You mean Toddy's room
A disco ball.
for when Todd comes to visit.
No, that's the other bedroom for you and him to sleep together in.
I'll sleep outside. We're good.
Next up on the center stage, wardrobe.
And it won't stay on for long. Yeah, it did just
What
get
do
weird.
you mean just got weird, Mutt? What, you just got weird?
Warmutt, I believe you also have a link to this, bud.
He does.
No.
Okay, dark Mediterranean blue is working well over black for my Union jackets. We're sticking with that. That's a color I can remember.
Skella Gremlin. Only Hex is now looking for subscribers.
Stella.
Nice.
What?
So what are you getting up to, Hex?
Not much. Just as much golf as I can play. And
Dog, this guy's been gaming his face off.
yeah, I've been zombied, remember?
Well, correct, but you played the living Christ out of like 5 games simultaneously before that.
Right.
Like the month of June was busy. Say well, late May, early June at least.
Hey Reese, you got a request to show up close.
Let it. Okay, yeah. I just got paint all over my olive drab. It's okay.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I mean, when it dries, it's going to be darker.
Yeah, this looks good.
It is.
Dropped a blue paintbrush on my olive drab shorts and then dropped my phone.
Hey, I got.
Whoa, Jeffy, who's that?
You know who that is.
I know it is, but can you tell everybody else that it's Buford?
One of the only 2 good Union cavalry commanders that existed.
Who? Custer, Buford, and Pleasanton?
No, Sheridan and Buford. That's Buford.
You don't like Howard?
Who?
What is his name? Is it Oliver Howard? Otis Howard? What's his name?
Ollie Howard wasn't a cavalry commander. He was in charge of the 11th Corps at Gettysburg.
For some reason, I thought he was a cavalry commander as well.
He was here many moons ago.
Okay, that's where I'm getting that. Just like McClellan, then.
Oh, great! Now I can't hang the fucking thing back up.
Wait, so Jeffy, it's just Sheridan and Buford?
That's my 2 favorites.
Well, obviously your 2 favorites.
Oh, bitch!
I figured you'd be a fan of. I mean, Custer admittedly did pretty good for herself. And then, you don't like Alfred Pleasanton?
Nope.
Dang. Somebody's a tough customer today.
Well, I got news for you. Most of the Union didn't like him either.
Well, I understand that, but even so, he still did a good job.
I've got these stupid Joshua Chamberlain figures too that I'm gonna have to do something with.
Green stuff like a mullet onto him.
Put a Bible in one hand.
There you go.
There you go. Because I've got Joshua Chamberlain dismounted, and then I've got a mounted figure for him as well.
You got it mounted.
I have a
Why?
mounted Joshua Chamberlain figure, and I don't know what to do with it.
He rode when they were marching.
He's also holding his sword at a really awkward angle.
Yeah, that's real like avant-garde cavalry commander
Just
shit
like
right
holding
there.
it down like that.
Yeah, that's some Napoleonic stuff,
I wonder what that's code for. I don't know.
but it needs to be pointed forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like, cut it off, mount it so it's pointed forwards, and then he just looks like he's fixing to get after some cuirassiers. Holy schmoly.
Yeah. I'm gonna use him for somebody else, of course, but it's gonna be funny knowing that's Chamberlain.
That's fair.
I also have a random Abraham Lincoln figure. I don't know what to do with it.
Hell yeah. Green stuff and axe and make an Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter.
Put him against my velociraptors in the White House.
Yeah, dude. That's what I did. So for that weird ACW game that I did on Halloween, 2 years ago or last year, I had an Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter commander that could show up.
Well, they messed up the mold up close, and I don't know if you can see it or not. His hat is like
Drastically offset.
well, it's like two parts are not lined up.
Yeah.
Is it offset by about the size of a pistol bullet?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
dang.
Too soon?
Greg and Ashley, how are you doing? Greg and Ashley, you guys coming down to Kansas City this weekend? You guys gonna come hang out in Independence?
That joke was almost within earshot.
Ooh. Zing!
Needed that like a hole in the head.
Anyway. Yeah, I think Lincoln with an axe would be funny. Yes, Mrs. Lincoln, why did you have to remodel the East Wing or whatnot? Well, there was dinosaur guts everywhere.
What if Abraham Lincoln was in charge of the dinosaurs?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I still want to do that crazy time traveling German scientist with the Velociraptors versus my entire collection.
Now that I think about it, can I make an announcement?
Yeah, dude.
Go ahead.
Well, it's Chris's show. Tomorrow night we're doing Hexy's Best Gettysburg Games.
Oh, that's right.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And then at the end of that, for all the people who arrived late on the stubby bus, it's going to be a rehash of McMurray's dirt-to-dirt level Gettysburg Games. Fun fact, don't play beginner Gettysburg 76 because it's almost as bad as C3I Gettysburg. With all like 13 counters in C3I's Gettysburg. It's true, Jeff. It sucks, man. Like, anyways.
I'm doing my review of my favorite Gettysburg games. I got like a list of 20 of them, and I'm going to tell you all what my probably top 5 are. Todd's going to grill me, and I'm going to tell you all what they are.
So are they get full Gettysburg games?
Well,
So you're not counting, I realize probably full games are going to be in your top 5.
I've got one.
But like would Whirlpool and In Magnificent Style and those games even register on that? I know not. And my point is games that only encompass chunks. So like The Day Is Ours, Long Street Attacks.
I have 3 that are not full Gettysburg games, but they are Gettysburg.
Okay. There you go.
On the list. Let Warm in.
Hell yeah.
Hold
Chilling
on.
in backstage.
Mutt.
What's up?
Man, the boys are back in town. It's wonderful.
Somebody call Todd.
We're just missing Toddy now. I'm going to run back here real quick to John. He's asking what game I'm using the plane miniatures for. And it's kind of my own thing. I was originally going to just use Fistful of Lead starfighters, but then decided, you know what? I'm going to just create maneuver cards for each aircraft, and the players are going to select which maneuver they want to use for that turn, lay them down, and everybody just makes that maneuver. And then when the moving's done, if there's going to be shooting to be done, holy fucking shit!
What?
What's up?
You say his name, he
Whoa!
shows up.
We got the whole crew.
What is going on, man?
I heard.
Oh my God!
I heard Warmut was on here, so I had to come on.
This is like
A reunion show.
this is like a family reunion.
It is.
We just need one more person.
Careful with that. Someone record this.
Nord, I hate to tell you, but Cowboy Bebop isn't the greatest anime ever. King of the Hill is, buddy.
Amen to that.
Oh, okay, whatever.
What, are you going to argue with that?
Yeah, because they're not even the same. They're not. That's not anime.
Show your work. Hell, what the fuck? What is anime short for?
That's a style of animation, and King of the Hill is not that. Nerd.
But did they have to change it so that it wouldn't just so that the Japanese could feel like they were good at something?
I'll put it this way. There are arguments at Japanese conventions in Japan over whether King of the Hill should be watched in English with subtitles or dubbed.
Oh, English with subtitles. That's the only way to watch.
Oh, I'm not saying there's a right or wrong answer to that. I'm just saying at Japanese anime
Oh no,
conventions
there
they
is a
argue.
right or wrong answer.
How do you catch like the wonderfulness that is King of the Hill without accents? I feel like that'd be like, again, I realize we talked about this before, but listening to George W. Bush speak Spanish.
Exactly. Yeah.
I sell propane and propane accessories.
It must be the oil cans. It must not like the oil cans.
You brought charcoal into my house?
Yeah, it was. We asked them firmly yet politely to leave. My cigarettes, my deal. Phoebe, how could you?
That may be the best Dale Gribble I've heard in a long time.
I'm a fan of the old Rusty Shackelford. Like, so the question is, do they translate like everything that Chuck Mangione sings, or do they just leave that in English?
I don't know. But this guy's new name when he enters Missouri is going to be Rusty Shackelford now.
Hell yeah.
Jeb Stewart's going to be Rusty Shackelford. Hexy, I'm doing a Missouri anti-guerrilla campaign, so I can't just have Jeb Stewart in Missouri. So,
Sure you can. Why not?
because I've got Hexy as a friend and I don't want to lose him.
You need to make a short guy and call him Hal F. Price. He can be Sterling Price's nephew or something.
In Nord, yes.
I gotta find out.
Cowboy Bebop is one of the greatest animes ever.
I still have not
And
seen
Murray, you are right. King of the Hill is one of the best animation shows ever.
I mean, honestly, I can't think of a Japanese show that places like top 3 between like King of the Hill, The Simpsons, and then any number of other shows that are fantastic. Like Archer's great.
So my top 3 American animation are Archer, Futurama, and the Venture Brothers.
So I wasn't even thinking about like, you know, childhood cartoons like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff.
Man, I was going to go Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
Because if you go Rocky and Bullwinkle, you pull in Peabody and Sherman and all those that spun off of that. We don't like no jumping beans.
Yeah, see, Johnny Quest is okay, but that's why I like Venture Brothers so much better.
Todd does not have enough Uh,
I don't even know who the Venture Brothers are. And again, I am 62.
they have to hang out in Target now because Venture closed.
Nice. Nice.
So Hexy, I'm seeing sources that Custer's like custom trousers were the same color as his jacket.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Okay.
I always find it really interesting, because you think about, okay, so I've got 6 decades. Todd's almost there. You guys, are anywhere from 4 to 5 decades down to 3 decades. And you think about the clothing trends, the way things have changed. Like, I know I went through the Levi's corduroys, and then we hit the bell bottoms, and went through the parachute pants phase, and then and then you got the fucking people wearing their pajama pants around now outside in public. So I'll still never get used to that one. But you think about then try to put yourself back in 1800s and try to think of the clothing trends that they went through. And I'm thinking, and then here's Custer creating his own shit. And I want to say that Stewart did a little bit of his own too.
Yeah.
Jeffy's just happy that we've discovered weaving now, because originally when he was going to school, he had to just wear the animal skins, and now it's a little rough. I'm sorry, Jeffy.
My new thing today is my golf joggers. I love these damn things. I got some nice ones that go good business casual at work. I had a woman today. She goes, "Can I touch your pants?" And I told her, I said, if I had a nickel for every time a woman asked me that, I'd owe 10 cents.
Yeah.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Yeah.
Right.
That's another.
I'm funny, Scala. I'm funny.
Yeah, exactly. That's right, Scala.
Yeah, I do like a good pair of 501s though.
Jeffy's just mad because
when they made the 501s, you might not have been alive yet. They made them in button-down crotch.
Oh no, I've had button fly 501s.
My second wife used to buy those for
Those 501s.
My only problem is when you need to go, they're not fast enough.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
You're not doing them right.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Nord, you're exactly right. The issue is Adam and Eve got kicked out of Eden and had to start wearing a leaf like maybe a year and a half before Jeffy came around. So he's always had to have a leaf.
Boo.
Well, that's right. Todd's older than Jeffy.
Mikey, you bought Utah also?
Buddy, I didn't realize Utah retails for like $330.
I passed on that one this time.
Nope.
I sneezed and he left.
Jury just dropped. Good job, meandering. Start clipping.
Oh, hey, Meander Mike.
$50, and I'll clip them for y'all.
So yeah, Hexy, I finally got my 54 millimeter Union and Confederate Commanders packs that I've been wanting for almost 10 years now.
Where'd you find these 54 millimeter Civil War figures?
They're made by a company called Chin Toys. And then Toy Soldiers of San Diego does the run-of-the-mill ones, but these are going to be my Commanders. Let me just read off who I have. Abraham Lincoln, Joshua Chamberlain, both dismounted and mounted, John Fulton Reynolds,
Yep.
Oliver Otis Howard. Of course, I've got U.S. Grant, and I've got him mounted and dismounted. Sherman, mounted and dismounted. Winfield Scott Hancock, and then George Armstrong Custer, mounted and dismounted. On the other side, James Longstreet, Robert E. Lee, mounted and dismounted. Stonewall Jackson, mounted and dismounted. Jeb Stewart, mounted and dismounted. Nathan Bedford Forrest, or Nathaniel Bedford Forrest is how he's recorded here. I think it's Nathan. Mounted and dismounted. John Bell Hood, George Edward Pickett, and Richard Montgomery Gano.
Whoa. Richard Montgomery who?
Gano. Do you not know that one?
Spell it, the last name.
Gano. Texas Cavalry Commander.
I do not. Oh, he never made it to the Eastern Theater.
He may have.
He was a Red River guy.
But he was something. He wore a tricorn hat that his great grandfather had worn in the Revolutionary War.
Let Andrew back in, Chris. He says he's in.
Where I am. Thank you.
Yeah, you can buy them at the miniature store at Gettysburg, right there on the triangle, on the corner there in town. I haven't been up in there in a while. The last couple of times I didn't go in there, and I should because they really come a long way. And you talk about miniatures wall to wall. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Molyneux takes a video of the inside of the place every time he's there.
Yeah. And it's not big. It's a very small building.
Yeah,
But
it's
so.
they're everywhere.
Now the question is, where
Does Oliver Curtis Howard only have one arm on his figure?
Yeah, he's got a pin sleeve on his jacket that's empty. So I'll see if I
Do you
can.
have?
Hey, Murray. You notice he doesn't have a Dan Sickles.
I know that's what I was asking. I was like, when are you getting a Dan Sickles?
I'll back him with the.
No, I mean, we can see Ollie Howard. When are you getting Dan Sickles?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could take any one of those guys and just lock
Poor
them.
Oliver Howard, boy. He got the shaft between Chancellorsville and Gettysburg to be thrown out on the right side both times where he had no help.
Yeah. Well, especially you read about Chancellorsville, and apparently he and his brigade and division commanders were like, "Yo, hey, there's Confederates over there, like, hey, there's enemy's troops over here." Like,
Well, nobody gives him credit for, I mean, his original plan when he arrived in Gettysburg was to keep a division back on Cemetery Hill because he recognized how important it was going to be, but he had to throw him to the front. So,
yep.
I'm going to have a real hard time painting Sherman.
Why?
he's a redhead.
I'll do it.
No, it has nothing to do with how to paint him. It's the mentality of actually painting Sherman.
I'll do it.
Send
it on over.
You're more than welcome to. I'll bring him to you. My one complaint, though, Hexy, is these horses are supposed to be the same scale.
Oh my God!
They're from this manufacturer. Their horses absolutely stink.
Right.
But
Well, most horses do.
Well, true.
They smell like dookie.
But
Brian, what do you order?
I have an assortment of Toy Soldiers of San Diego horses that I order separately to put all of my cavalry on, so I'm good.
Well, do they have all the proper accoutrements, the saddle and stuff like that?
Oh, you better believe it. Hang on just a second. The only problem I have with them is the breast collar, which most of the guys didn't have. It's got the crupper, it's got the blankets, it's got the poncho, it's got the haversack, and then the saddlebags.
They don't look too bad.
So these are great horses. And then it's got the canteen on the saddle, which was against regulations, but somebody did it. So,
Brian, what are you organizing? Brian, you're muted.
Oh, Vikings. I'm getting everything primed up for September.
Oh, Jesus, dude. You're playing way ahead.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I haven't
September?
really
What's
painted very
September?
much.
What's going on in September?
The mini warm-up painting challenge.
Ooh.
I could actually say the second annual, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I can now, huh?
Hexy, you hadn't seen this one either. I'm still working on it, obviously.
Oh boy, scalper.
Oh,
I tore out
That'll be fun.
the starboard side door, and I'm going to put a guy with some sort of machine gun hanging out of it.
There you go. You got they ain't but one machine gun can go in there. This is Vietnam.
No, it's one guy with an M60 hanging out the side. It's not even tied on. It's like a bungee cord or something.
Monkey strap.
Yeah.
The Henry Mike says, "Sweet Odin." That's a bunch of. That's a lot of Vikings.
It is a lot of Vikings. Is that your Viking starter army, Brian?
that's one I'm just starting to break out.
Chuck.
Yeah, is that the one you
Chuck.
unboxed on your...
Chuck.
Yeah, that's the unboxed one. Yeah.
How
Chuck,
many figures are in there?
reread what you just typed and ponder what you just typed. You said you were never going to get into Civil War games, and now you have 22 of them.
130.
I will not do Civil War miniatures, he says. You know what that means.
He's going to.
I think Jeff said he wouldn't do Civil War miniatures either, and Jeff.
So, may
3D
I
printers
recommend
make
you
a bunch.
say you won't do Civil War in 54 millimeter?
I'm doing Civil War for Jeffy here.
You are. Brian is doing Civil War. He was highly recommended to rock through Bacchus's Polemos system in 6 mil with the fantastic bases, because then he can also use them to play Altar of Freedom and any number of other games. I think there's a Blucher adaptation for ACW you could use them for. You could use them for Black Powder as well. But he'll be right back to show us the shipping confirmation on that one. What's that, Reese? Cowboy?
One of them. Just a random guy with a Winchester.
Nice.
Actually, you've seen my Eastwood, haven't you? My Clint Eastwood?
I saw the one you had up a minute ago
This one? Yeah.
with the poncho.
Mm-hmm. So.
Did you say something about Blondie?
Mm-hmm. As I said, I'm going to use him as some sort of Josie Wales type figure. Because, I mean, it works. People,
Nord, I get it. He already has the Black Powder rulebook. I agree. I really enjoy Fire and Fury. Valiant Bandit's not bad. I enjoy Fire and Fury. Altar of Freedom is entertaining when you can't. Let's be honest here. Fire and Fury is a massive undertaking. If you want to play a starter game of Fire and Fury, you're painting a lot of figures.
You're painting for weeks, months, years.
Months. Yeah, I mean you're painting, even if you have, 5 regiments aside and each regiment's only got 8 bases in it, that's still 840 bases. It's 300 or so 15 mil figures just for your infantry. And that's about as small as the system will take. I enjoy the hell out of Fire and Fury. I buy my Fire and Fury miniatures used because I can't paint that many. I'm painting them slow, but it's nowhere near enough. Rebels and Patriots is fun to play. That works really well with Fire and Fury miniatures because you really get that big unit feeling. What's up, Brian?
Hey, what?
No, you're good. I just saw you unmuted. I didn't know if you were going to...
No, I got the grandkids are over and they scream.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sold them on the black market.
I mean, sometimes my dog screams too. It's cool.
It's awkward when Todd screams. Like, you'll be playing a game with Todd, and then he'll randomly just, ah! Scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, that usually happens when you RPG somebody in the face.
There you go.
Facts.
Jeffy, what game is that, buddy? What is it?
I didn't see a game. I didn't see a game.
All right, time to make McMurray puke.
That is the Battle of South Mountain, a greater victory from the Blind Sword system created by Herman Luttman.
Oh no!
When did you get those?
You told me to get them, Jeffy.
Oh my God, that was less than 24 hours ago. What'd you do? Drive to Amazon?
Prescott Hobbies up north here in Arizona. I just ordered them.
So what? First off, okay, I didn't put them back up. What was the scale?
Oh, gotta eat my spaghetti.
What was the scale?
All right.
That is not spaghetti. What the hell kind of spaghetti is that?
It look like cookies and ice cream.
Yeah, no shit.
No, that's spaghetti with the meatballs that my wife made.
Oh,
okay. Hot damn, that does look good.
That looks good.
It's everyone's gonna leave your show, Chris.
Remember now, this Civil War thing you're doing is about Jeffy. This has nothing to do with Andrew. He's a side show.
Yeah, it's got to have something to do with Jeffy because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
What scale are they?
It's epic.
12.5 millimeter.
12.5, yeah.
All right.
So, yep.
God.
I'm just going to use History of Lead Reloaded 2.0.
What else did you order, Brian? Did you go to Lowe's and find a microwave big enough to fit your head into?
No. I like my head.
Jesus.
Like your feet, too.
God. I'm just waiting for the comment section to start in on this gooberdom. Jesus.
Mike, I'm going to go with you on that. We were discussing this on Facebook the other night, trying to determine at what level, because he wants to go from start to finish with big battles. And we determined that 15 millimeter was not appropriate unless you do them in brigades. And if you're going to do regiments, you got to go 6 centimeter. Did we decide? or millimeter? Did we decide if
No.
10 millimeter would actually do that too?
The issue with 10s that you run into is that your selection isn't limited, but it's a whole lot more difficult, and you might as well paint 15s
Right.
at that point in time because they're modeled very, very similarly from most places. They're still modeled individually, so you're putting in all the same effort that you would on 15s.
I got Hannibal coming.
You did not spend $300 fucking on that starter set.
$344 for all those.
All those what?
Mother of God, this dickhead actually did it. Can you believe that? Sorry,
And then,
I'm trying to.
What did you buy?
My
and then Watch
apologies.
Wargaming New Historical, he got the pike and shot, so I said, why not? Get that one.
Oh, you're talking about Vikings now. I'm talking about Civil.
Oh my God.
How much Civil War stuff did you buy?
A lot.
How much? I'm gonna love it. I don't care what the rest of them think. I'm gonna love it.
I got the older one. I didn't get the newer one because the older one has more regiments in it than the newer one that came out to Gettysburg.
Right.
Gettysburg only provides 16, where the older one provided 24. So I got that one. I got extra brigade. The extra brigades, and then I also got the famous commanders. So I got Robert E. Lee and his crew, and I got Grant and his crew coming. And I'm just gonna have fun because they're mine.
For now.
So, Fistful of Lead Reloaded for very small ACW anti-guerrilla skirmishes. Thoughts?
Oh yeah, works great for all the skirmishes like Picacho Peak I already played.
Yeah.
I gotta put it up.
Well, and I've got, because I'm going to have, for each figure, I'm going to have a mounted and dismounted, and then a spare horse and everything else, too. So.
Oh, Todd, what were you telling me about MMP's the next GCACW, the Mississippi one?
Yep. Vicksburg. Isn't that
Yeah.
Vicksburg? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thunder on Mississippi or something like that.
Yeah.
So, somebody did a P Ridge thing, didn't you, Todd?
I did. It was this week.
Now it's like out miniatures.
Yeah, what were you telling me about the GCACW one? Did they up the release date or something?
It's coming out in 8 days.
What? Better
That's
turn
what
my
that-
credit card back on.
WBC. So,
Oh,
yeah.
they're going to be showing it there. They're going to be showing.
No, they're selling it there, so it's ready to go.
Okay. I hope they send me my damn Wheatfield game before they. No, because that game's not ready yet. That's right.
I'll drive over P Ridge on Tuesday.
We'll say hi.
I do it every other week.
I was thinking I'll use the 28s for the skirmishes, and then for the big ones, obviously use those epics or whatever.
All right, cool. I have not ordered any games other than the couple pre-orders I still have left. So I decided I think I'm going to. Well, no, we'll see. Never mind.
What's up?
No, because I think I already made a statement about we need freaking Stigler's game to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So Todd can determine whether or not he's going to enjoy the system or not before Three Dog comes out.
All I keep hearing is it's like ASL for Civil War.
It's tactical. It's no ASL.
I don't know, man.
It is no ASL.
Nate was talking about how complicated it is.
He's all Australian.
Kev Sharp was talking about how complicated it is. Another local guy
Wait,
here.
He's
Three Dog
all-
or GBACW?
GVACW. I don't know. It's making me nervous.
Well, I mean, I don't foresee you playing any of the big monster ones, but I think Stigler's Death Valley would even have been a good box for you.
The issue is it's just as complicated.
It's not. GBACW.
Stigler made it abundantly clear he was not going to simplify any of the rules. Like, you guys got kind of ranty about that one. Well, mainly Stig. Good dude, but he obviously is very passionate about that.
We're talking about the great battles of the American Civil War, a very complex tactical system.
Best system ever.
So it says, well, Nordic says isn't that complicated.
Well, also to remember that Dick Whittaker and them are putting out easy play rules.
Yeah, but I thought those were like the Antichrist.
For me, they are.
Well, I'm not playing them. It'd be like me buying Epic miniatures. Oh, sorry, I'm Brian.
Oh, snap.
No, I'm all on board for those Epics. I think it's kind of cool.
If we get to use them.
What?
If we get to use them and get them on a table.
Well, true.
You guys remember the last time I drove to Todd's house and gave him the finger while we were live?
Oh, you want to do that again? Or?
I might just have to do that. Talking all that ish.
I mean, that was a year and a half ago at least, if not 2.
It was a while ago.
Because I think I still lived in Cersei at the time.
Todd and I were on reasonably good terms up until about a half hour ago.
Yeah, I shoot a GBACW video of any kind, and people come out of the woodwork that you don't see commenting or watching videos.
They love it, man. You do a good job with them, and not many other people play them because they're absurdly complicated.
Well, I mean, they don't. There's only 2 of us, I think, that video and talk about them, and that's me and Sawyer.
It's because it's so complex.
You play fucking squad leader. Don't want to hear it. When you play GTS, don't want to hear it. Yeah, well, once I move and everything is in place, I'm going to go back to my tutorials for GBACW. And then I think that's all I'm going to shoot on my channel is tutorials and how to play for the rest of my life.
Could you use a gimbal or something or maybe a tripod to keep it still? Oh, sick burn.
Burn.
Sick burn. I just
I let Caitlin use my gimbal at a wedding one time, and it hasn't worked since.
I just was watching that one. Actually, yours. Stickler made some instructional ones, but his first one was the audio is just gnarly on it. He needs to redo that one.
I will do some more. Those are good games, Chuck. Easier to play too. That's the original.
Charles, if you wind up liking those, I've got a couple that Jeff didn't want that I'd be happy to send you.
I know you got a couple that Jeff had duplicates of.
Yeah.
So
I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not
he's
saying
new to this now. So I ordered 2 copies of 3 Days of Gettysburg in the hopes that he would enjoy playing Stigler's and I would send him the second one. However, if he determines that he doesn't like GBACW, then I'm going to give it away on the channel.
Who, Toddy?
Yeah.
I was disappointed in you guys, man.
Why?
You didn't do an anniversary video today.
For Bull Run?
Yeah.
Bull Run's 21st, dude.
No. They marched out on the 16th and
The Battle of Bull Run is on July 21st.
I feel like those pants are the wrong color.
Is that Mead? I can't tell by the beard.
Well,
It doesn't matter, Reese. They look fine.
Okay.
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
Especially when you
Well, okay. Well, most of your okay. Is that who is that? Is that what figure is that?
Hang on just a second and I'll tell you.
Because most general officers in the Union Army, with the possibility of cavalry officers, wore dark blue top to bottom.
Scott Hancock.
He would have worn dark blue top to bottom. He wouldn't have worn light blue.
Unless his other pants were dirty, Jeff.
Well, and if I'm using them for a cavalry commander, the pants might be okay though too.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, but it's like general officers would have worn all dark blue.
Hey, I'm not using these guys for generals. I'll put it that way.
Right.
They're captains and majors at most. So.
Why would I do that? No, Rick, when I've already got it. You're funny. I thought about actually setting that up the other day, but I need to wait because I need to really start thinking about the move.
How far are you moving, Jeffy?
20 feet.
Outstanding.
Out apartment number 4 over to apartment number 2.
Like literally across the hall.
Literally diagonally, though.
Do you have stairs or anything?
No, I live on the first floor. And I will continue to live on the first floor. Because I could have took Haley's apartment when she moved out upstairs. That's a 3-bedroom. I was like, nope.
Yeah, stairs are for the chickens, man.
I can't. Can you imagine me trying to carry my golf clubs up those stairs or even groceries? Not a chance.
Right.
I'm going to buy one of those fold-out beds. The ones I see a lot of people use them as their main beds in their bedrooms. They're really nice.
A futon?
No, well, see, to me, when you say futon, I think of something completely different. This is just a bed. This is not like a couch you can sit on and fold out. It's an actual bed, but you can fold it up and turn the back. It's all pretty nice. That way, should I ever get visitors to come out here to go to Gettysburg? Of course, I need to go to Gettysburg to learn the new freaking road system. Maybe that's what it's Scal. I don't know. It's
Does it fold up into the wall?
No. It's like a full size. You can get them like queen size, but they fold up like a freaking cot.
Huh.
Okay.
I thought for sure Chris was going to do it like it was a Mr. Bean bed that folded up into the wall like an ironing table.
Oh, like
Yeah,
a
that's
Murphy
a Murphy
bed?
bed.
Murphy bed. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That, or you could do it like on a World War II troop ship where it goes lengthwise up onto the wall.
Eric, how you doing, buddy? Past your bedtime.
Mine?
Hey, Eric, how you doing, buddy?
My parents are out of town. I don't have a bedtime.
Crap.
Murray, your parents aren't out of town. They just moved out of the house you're in and didn't take you with them.
Well, it counts.
Like my dad did to me.
He went to scout camp. They moved and didn't leave a forwarding address.
Yeah, man.
If only.
They told his post office to not be able to find him. You too, Eric.
Jeffy's going to be like liver and knockwurst for the zombies.
Todd, do you have your questionnaires and everything ready for tomorrow night?
No, I have no idea what I'm going to say.
Okay.
My first question will be, what's Gettysburg?
Yeah. Okay, Jeff. So, what's Gettysburg?
The litmus test for a good game versus a bad game is going to be: is there a Dan Sickles counter?
Well, let's see. They're all Gettysburg games, and I don't play the tiny ones, so.
I don't know if that's supposed to be a yes or a no.
I got to look up this Dan Sickles
Let me
kit.
look at my list here. Yes. 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 No. There's one with a no. Although, the one with the no, his troops were in it. Yes. No, definitely not on that one. Yes.
Well, wait a minute.
Yes, 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 yes. All the rest of them are... Nope. There's another one that doesn't have him in it.
Screw it. I'm giving Custer white pants.
Well, whatever you do, just don't put a white pillowcase over that particular player's head right there. I tell you what, he's getting a lot of freaking airtime on Facebook and YouTube lately.
Oh, I bet he is. I have found a new hobby in Red Dead. I will find such meetings and leave no survivors.
I just saw the thing about Fort Pillow the other night. I'd heard of it, but I didn't.
Oh man,
Slaughterhouse.
yeah.
But they were saying that they were saying in the documentary that Forrest was going around stopping his guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but his group wasn't exactly the best.
It's a nice way to put that they were Jeff fucking Davis's Einsatz grouping, but okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, on a brighter side, Jeff, would you join me in designing and making a Gettysburg game that has a Dan Sickles counter that has the subtitle God Emperor of Warfield's Ridge?
Jesus Christ.
I needed to find a lighter subject, and I figured
Well, if it was Warfield's Ridge, it would only be Berdan's sharpshooters.
who belonged to what?
To Sickles, but he never came farther than the Peachwood.
Well, yeah, it's because he had to command.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. He had to save the Union left flank.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you.
So, I mean, either of y'all into Western or Trans-Mississippi theater at all, or is it just
Transvestite Mississippi.
Trans-Mississippi?
Jeff's a huge fan.
I swear to God, I thought you said the other thing.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Civil War in Missouri, Reese.
I saw an episode of Top Gear about transvestite Mississippi one time.
Isn't there a Charlie Daniels song?
Yeah, it's called Easy Rider or Uneasy Rider.
Yeah, Uneasy Rider. There you go.
Right
But
there,
yes,
there, buddy.
Missouri in the Civil War is quite fantastic.
3 days at Gettysburg with all 4 versions of the maps.
Exactly, Nord. He was absolutely being the God Emperor of Warfield's Ridge on July the 2nd. But yeah, like Reese, what are you looking to do? Just generic skirmishes? Or are you looking for anything particular? Or
No, I'm doing straight up skirmishes.
because at one point I had like I don't know where the hell it is, but it's somewhere. I have a 28 millimeter.
No,
Like I did a lot of the skirmishes leading up to and then following Fredericktown.
mm-hmm.
I've put on Battle of Fredericktown using Live Free or Die. That was pretty cool.
No, I'm just doing little skirmishes with no history behind them at all.
It's only 35 pages.
Nord, I am high on the truth, baby. And the truth of the matter is, Dan Sickles saved the left flank. Everybody gives Chamberlain all the credit, but by the time Chamberlain was defending Little Round Top, A, he was only able to get there because Dan Sickles had delayed Longstreet, and B, Meade had stacked up divisions and everything out of Slocum's Corps and everywhere else so deep behind Little Round Top, it didn't matter. Hood would have been absolutely battered and smashed up like a bratwurst in a women's shelter by the time he got fucking to the top of that hill. It doesn't matter.
A bratwurst in a women's shelter.
Oh, that's Dan Sickle.
That's a new one.
Right.
But anyways,
No negatives to go.
Chris demonetized this like an hour and a half ago, so it's okay.
Nord, I think he's just high on life.
High on the historical facts, baby.
It's just McMurray. Just McNugget.
Accurate.
Oh, I do have 10 mil though.
10 mil Civil War?
No.
Dude, we don't want to talk. This is Civil War. All I want to hear from you is,
Okay. Bye.
Jeffy, I'm doing Civil War.
What I want to hear is everybody get together. We're doing Picacho Peak.
Yeah.
I think his mountain he built it changed its
It's too embarrassing.
graphic feature when it exploded like a freaking volcano.
Dog, it looks awesome, though. It really is fantastic. I know
It
that
is.
Brian's all downs on it, but it looks great.
I have never once said a bad word about his modeling abilities, specifically that one.
Thanks, but it's a boot.
Nordic, you made the promise. You said that you would play it. I just wanted you to play a scenario. But no, you had to play that French guy.
Brian, if you can make a video of your game that stacks up half as good as that 6th grade girl's history project, then you have won Picacho Peak. And I want to point out right now, before we get any further, that is not an insult. If you look up Picacho Peak on YouTube, quite possibly
did an
one of the
amazing
greatest
job.
independent, like, summation videos of historical action in the Civil War is done by probably 5th or 6th grade girl talking about Picacho Peak, and it is stellar.
Yeah.
It is.
That's about what, 5 or 6 year old video or something?
Yeah, it's old, but it's
She's probably in
phenomenal.
college by now.
I'm not kidding, Reese. Like, It's a phenomenal video. It blew my mind. If it
Well-
wouldn't be creepy, I was about to comment and say, hey, please do these in every Civil War battlefield, except for I'm not about to make video requests out of a preteen girl, because that's just fucking weird.
Just set up a different Google account that you've got no ties to and make that comment and then leave.
It's not weird because it can be traced back to me. It's weird to do it.
Okay. Hexy left. I needed his advice.
Hear ya.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Custer's got a sash underneath his belt. What color?
Red.
Red. Okay.
Charles.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, come on. I could answer that one.
I don't know these things.
No, you're right. Charles.
All I know is that Custer died with very short hair at a place called Little Bighorn.
Correct.
And
Charles,
the
I
short
was
hair was
reading.
because of syphilis, not because of stalking.
I was reading, Charles, that those are the same-ish videos. Yeah, Nord is right. It should be yellow. But if you're not making specifically Custer, it's probably worth doing red.
Well,
As a cavalry guy, it should probably be yellow. Charles,
yellow over red's going to be really hard, but that's okay.
we should do yellow because yellow's tough as shit and it'd be good practice.
Yeah, I did a yellow sash on Jeb. So
Charles, I was reading that those rules are very similar to the C3I Gettysburg rules. Is that what you're finding, or are they a pretty serious departure? Because I also just got Paul Koenig's Gettysburg game, and that Gettysburg is supposed to be based off of Gettysburg 76 Intermediate, which I really enjoyed. I don't know if you guys remember, but that was the one where I got Jeffy syndrome with Harry Heath's 1st Panzer Division and took Cemetery Hill right off the bat, which was pretty cool. My phone might die, though. Be right back.
Almond butter and sugar-free strawberry jam.
no, you need to go peanut butter and honey, or peanut butter, apple butter.
I haven't had apple butter in a long, long time.
Dude, we make some good homemade apple butter down here.
A big money golf tournament this weekend. Big money. Now, here's the cool part.
$200.
It's $1,000 pot. It'll usually be a little bit more, but there's only 8 teams in it this year.
$1,000 split how many ways?
Now, it'll probably be about $1,400, and they'll split it through 3 places.
Oh shoot! I just dropped Custer on my very wet palette. That is a fun looking Custer.
That's Mark Herman's version of Gettysburg, Chuck. I gotta go to Nord.
Jeff, I'm working on a little spreadsheet play aid so I know how to recover people in GCACW.
Okay, cool. Oh, so we go in sequence?
Yeah.
Look at it a little easier?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I did see your message about that. We do. We need to finish up the one we were playing.
I forgot that I keep forgetting we didn't finish that.
Isn't there a movie?
Talking to my brain all week about going straight vassal for everything I play.
Is there a movie coming out here about the Confederate Army, or is that the Union Army over at the Battle of Valverde or whatever it is? The Gettysburg of the West.
I sent you something about the
Yeah,
California.
it's a movie.
Westport?
No, it was it was named the Little Gettysburg of the West, right? The battle. I can't
Pea
remember.
Ridge was Gettysburg of the West.
I thought it was Westport, but fair
That's
enough.
Paul's version of it.
I gotta look that up. 'Cause, yeah, I think you sent me the link to that movie coming out.
Any tips on painting yellow, y'all? Because it is hard.
Start with putting white down.
That yellow you stripe you had on their pants.
Yeah. Chris said start with white. McMurray's muted, and Warmo's not talking because he doesn't paint yellow.
No worries.
I don't think yellow.
He's not no chicken.
You had yellow stripes on one of those soldiers' pants.
Yellow stripes on Gucci's blue. I mean, yes, but they said it was hard, and so I wanted to know if they had any tips to make it less hard.
Okay, so do you wash your soldiers
I
afterwards?
mean, if you want something to be less hard, be 60.
Oh, that wasn't funny.
Oh man.
Or 50.
I got a few years, y'all. It'll be.
Yeah, you got time.
So-
you and McMurray have time. The rest of us are just
I
anyway.
turned 26 next month.
Oh wow.
So.
What's that? What's that, Chris?
Yeah, paint whatever you're going to paint yellow white first.
Okay.
Let it dry completely.
Okay.
Then put shake the absolute piss out of the yellow to make sure it mixes. That's the biggest problem with yellow is it's harder than ass to
It's
get mixed
harder.
properly. Then
Yeah.
you're going to put one layer on. It's going to look like absolute dog shit.
Let it
Let
dry.
it dry.
Okay.
Completely. Then put on another coat. Let it dry completely. It's going to be a pain in the ass, but you'll get there.
Okay.
I hate painting yellow. It's a pain in the dick. The Germans and all their fucking yellow on their airplanes, assholes. That's the real war crime, putting yellow on your goddamn airplanes.
Hey,
And
Chuck, are you missing any of these?
here come the rebels. Stonewall Jackson. Okay,
This is
now,
for Chuck. Make
now
sure
move
Chuck.
Chuck, you what? Look, Charles, you looking? Okay, next.
Well, this one here, this.
Oh, Nerd says put a little pink under the yellow.
Yeah, I
You
saw
know,
that.
it's not a bad idea.
Roads to Gettysburg.
And of course, I have 2 copies of Here Comes the Rebel.
My problem is I prime everything black usually, so it makes yellow really hard.
Yeah, so and that's why I say you put the yellow or put the white down first.
Why can't you just paint yellow out of the bottle?
Because yellow is a very weak.
Well, if he washes it stuff, it'll kill it.
I don't wash my stuff anyway. I use contrast on whatever needs good detail, and I block paint everything else, and it looks like crap, but it works. So
Okay, so in the advanced game scenarios.
I'm just
There
glad
you
that
go.
there was.
Nerd. Speed paint yellow is one of the easiest colors, though.
Really, I need to get a hold of that.
But you're still going to need a white undercoat.
Right, and I
Yeah.
white undercoat my faces and stuff to do contrast paint on it anyway.
A light gray is the worst I would ever undercoat with using speed paint.
Is worst.
That's the most depth I would go as far as darkness for a primer with speed paint. Because of what you want the figure to come out as. Do you want it to be
No.
drab or do you want it to be bright?
I Vallejo black prime everything, but I go over white anything I'm going to use speed paints on or contrast paints on, and then I fill in everything, and then
So when I stopped painting, the best results I was having was a light gray primer and then Zenithil, but a pretty thorough Zenithil.
were you doing that with an airbrush or with a regular brush?
Cool, Chris.
I would prime it gray with rattle can and then rattle can top down.
Okay.
At maybe a 45-degree angle to worst. Because you want to get a nice bit of white on there. Yeah, I'm curious to hear more about the Fanatic is their new line, right?
The
Painter's new line.
I think
Yeah.
so. I've got the Speed Paint 2.0s for a couple things, and that stuff looks really good.
Yeah, I made that whole freaking Russian World War II sets. Color mixes out of all of those. I gave it to Warmutt. Was it Russian, Brian? Yeah, it was Russian, right?
Yeah, it's Russian. It was a good set paint.
Oh, I still got they're my boxes.
And then I've been painting the PAVNs, the Pallid Bone. So speed paint Pallid Bone. It's a good tannish color.
I'll
But
need
you know me, man. I just want to get them done and on tabletop.
I will need to remember that for November.
So you've got here where he's got. So you okay? So you don't have this one, Chuck. If you don't have this one, send me your email address and I'll send this one to you.
Who's Stonewall?
This will be the Chancellorsville one. Yeah, this one here is this one here is ready to go too, buddy. Well, some of the counters have bounced out of their Avalon Hill tray, but this one's all clipped, ready to play. This one's never been touched, other than me clipping it. So get my hex to hex wargaming at Gmail address, Chucky. Send me your mailing address, and I'll send that game out to you, buddy. All yours. Chris Nagoya.
Yeah, that movie's either about a Battle of Valverde or the Glorieta Pass.
I think it's Glorieta Pass, Brian. That's the one I remember.
Glorieta Pass is what broke the South from actually trying to do anything in the Texas and.
Well, because they were pretty successful during the Red River campaign, and
Yeah.
then it went to shit after that.
Oh, Nagoya. Hey,
It's good.
He's
Good to see
playing
you,
a lot of
Maguire. What are you doing? Yeah. Should be in bed.
Tactical World War One. There's a concept.
Yeah, where do you talk about that?
He's playing that. He's been playing
Oh, the soldiers or yeah.
the old SPI game.
Yeah, I gotta catch up to him on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's important because this is golf season, so I'm on the golf course by 8:30 in the morning.
So, Hexy Gano
Yeah.
was like some of the early war in Kentucky, like 62.
Oh, okay. It's just a name that I've never heard. I mean,
Yeah,
or a lot of the Western ones I don't know much
he
about.
was Chickamauga.
Oh, really? And now you're making me get curious now.
He was under Forrest at Chickamauga.
Right. That's probably why, because Forrest's whole command, I only know one commander in there, and that was Stewart. Not the
So
Stewart.
he left command in 63, and then came back as a brigadier general in October of 63. Of all Texas cavalry in the Trans-Mississippi Department.
That's just weird how they would have a figurine for that particular character.
He commanded Stan Waddy's Cherokee Creek and Seminole Cavalry.
Oh,
Yeah.
at Bee Ridge?
No, at the Battle of Cabin Creek in
Okay.
64, 65, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah, 64.
What do we got here?
So when you at the end of each turn you recover your units in great campaigns of the American Civil War, and you just go through these steps. So it's all written down in the book, but there's not really a play aid. So I'm just creating something where you can go like, all right, step one, do they have these conditions? Or so, here's what they can do. So basically you just go through this and you kind of, I think people who played all the time can kind of just do it on their own. But I was
You
like,
have to do them in sequence.
yeah, you do step one first. And you're like, okay. And step two, because you might take off something and flip to its organized, like 3A. You're fatigued at 1 or 0 or 1. Are you disorganized? Yes. Now you flipped your organized side. So then you go to the next step, 3B. So it'd be 4. Anyway.
It affects the unit's recovery if you do it out of order, you'll fuck it up.
Yeah, so the 3s and 4s, obviously, they're not going to be able to do much because they're so exhausted. But then you get to this last step here. At 5, you lose 3 fatigue levels to a minimum of 0. So, because you can go up, I think you go up to 6 or something, but in some games. But anyway, so it's just a little chart to help you kind of know what to do. I think that everyone who plays must not need it because no one's ever created this, and the system's like 1 million years old. So I'm like, it's just me. So
now I want to see you put it into a nice big color brochure looking thingy.
Color brochure.
You can have a nice player's aid card. Okay, so since we're talking Civil War, Chris Long, I know that you have a particular game, and you've had it now for probably a month.
What's going on?
He knows what I'm talking about. Don't run. You're just over the border.
Yeah.
I want to see some freaking, either some photos or some video or something.
So Hexy, there's Gano.
God, you would think something like that I would recognize.
Oh, it's so weird too.
He says he's just punched it so far.
That's all you got to do with that game. There's no clipping in that one.
Which ones you got?
AMFS.
Adios, motherfucker, Samuel. What?
Yeah.
A most fearful sacrifice.
No, yeah, okay.
I'm waiting for the Rock of Chickamauga.
You think that they would have picked somebody more well known than Gano to complete the set, but
Well, what other officers were in the set that you could have bought? I can think of a handful right now off the top of my head.
This is all of them.
That's it?
It's Robert E. Lee, Longstreet, Jackson, Stewart, Hood, Forrest, Pickett, and Gano.
Are you kidding me?
That's all they had.
Damn. I would have thought they would have had Dick Ewell, Jewel Early.
Yeah.
Especially Jewel Early.
Okay. Beauregard. Bragg.
Beauregard, yeah.
I mean,
Johnston.
Packingham? No, never mind. Sorry, I was thinking about guys coming out of the South and thought about Battle of New Orleans instead of. But no, it's some random Chinese company that makes these sets of 54 millimeter soldiers.
There's the ice cream.
They did a gangsters and Prohibition era law enforcement set that I'm really tempted to get, but I have no terrain for it. So what I was going to do was mix it in with like my Wyatt Earp type figures and do like Oklahoma during Prohibition, which was still a wild place. And so you'd have guys with Tommy guns versus guys with Winchesters. And
Not my type of game, Nengwe.
I always play Magnificent.
I don't know. Has McMurray played yet, or is he just set it up?
He's asleep.
He's got in Magnificent style?
Yeah.
No.
We're supposed to play it.
I don't have in Magnificent style. I have a Most Fearful Sacrifice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's two games that Herman made like that. In Magnificent style, what's the other one there, Mikey? The World War II, the beach one.
Sorry about that.
The Rangers. Isn't it the Rangers at Point to Hawk or something?
Zed.
I would. Nord. I was starting to paint all the regiments, and then I just
Thanks, Charles.
so Hexy, who would you have picked on the Union side?
Well, Sheridan and Buford are my favorite.
No, I would have put Sheridan in there for sure.
Yeah, well, the late war Sheridan, 64, late 64, and 65.
Well, I just meant to have as a figure. He'd be cool as a mountain.
Grant was apparently the only one that saw his potential. He was an asshole, and every other general in the fucking army hated him. But Grant was real blue.
Well, he had that God Central or whatever. But I was really surprised to put Abraham Lincoln in the set.
Well, no, I mean I can see that one. So you said they had Grant. Did they have Meade? Did they have Hooker? Did they have Burnside?
Sherman?
Nope. They have Sherman, but they don't have Burnside, and they don't have Hooker.
Maybe it's a work in progress.
Does he have a Zippo?
A Zippo?
Sherman.
McClellan? Was there a McClellan?
There's not a McClellan.
I feel like it's later guys, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, but didn't Reynolds get killed at Gettysburg?
Yep.
At
And
Gettysburg, yeah.
Stewart got killed at what, White Oak Swamp or something like that, or Yellow
White Oak Station.
Yeah.
No, was it Yellow Tavern? It was
Yellow Tavern, I think, by a private that just took a lucky shot with a pistol as he was riding by.
Well, I mean, that's how a lot of them died. Just random. But I mean, I've got.
Did you just ask if Hexy would paint a naval figurine? Have you lost your damn mind, Nordic? Andrew tried to get me to play that Civil War naval game that I'm trying to sell.
You can tell ironclads.
Yeah, with the expansion.
Yeah, you never know though if that's gonna break your slump.
I'd like to see him do a Trans-Mississippian Western Theater with Price and some of those guys.
I played some of my early ones. I played my P Ridge.
I've got half of mine to use Nathan Bedford Forrest as Earl Van Dorn.
No, that you can work. You can work that.
With the facial hair. I think I can run him as Van Dorn.
Van Dorn was a pretty boy though.
Oh yeah. He didn't get killed in combat though. He just got killed by a jealous husband.
Gee, who else do we know that did that? Dan the Man.
He didn't get killed by a jealous husband.
No,
he was the jealous
husband.
Yeah. He killed Philip Barton Key.
Yeah, because he had a leg up on him.
Boo.
He had two legs at that point in time.
Wow.
That was in 56, 58 maybe? I don't know.
Okay, y'all are going to have to fill me in. I'm
You never heard that story?
so lost.
His wife was cheating on his ass.
Yeah, so Dan Sickles' wife, Teresa, was
Okay.
cheating on him with Philip Barton Key, Francis Scott Key's kid.
Right.
And the way that worked is she would place a black handkerchief, or he would stand outside and wave a handkerchief in front of Dan Sickles' house. Somebody tells Dan Sickles about this. Dan Sickles looks out his window, sees this asshole out front waving a handkerchief, runs him down, pops him.
Okay. Y'all said 56 or something. I was thinking 1956, and I had not put those names together. And I was trying to figure out what story I
It
had
was the
missed.
first successful court defense for temporary insanity.
In temporary insanity. It doesn't help that he had everybody who mattered in Washington, D.C. walk in and testify on his behalf / make it known that he was cool with them.
That's funny.
Edwin Stanton walked in and just shook his hand in the middle of court at one point in time, shit like that.
And also the only corps commander in the Union Army that did not have a military background.
Correct.
I need to look at this Dan Sickles character.
Interesting.
I have
when
a
it comes to Gettysburg, the battlefield of Gettysburg, even though he's not the guy that set it up, he's the one person that you can give the majority of the credit to for getting that place going.
The majority of the credit for what?
For Gettysburg itself, the battlefield, and all the monuments and everything.
Yeah. He was a huge guy for monuments, both for himself and because he led the New York Monument Commission, didn't he?
Yeah, and would they ask him, how come there's no monument for him on the battlefield? And he said
The whole battlefield is his monument.
Yeah.
I can only imagine at that point in time he just did the little head bob thing and knocked his sunglasses over his eyes and just kind of wandered off.
and hung out and got drunk with James Longstreet.
Yeah. Yeah. Game respects game.
Now, Nordic, me and Andrew are very, very positive about the tactical decision that Sickles made. Again, I think
Correct.
his motions at Gettysburg, moving forward like that, thwarted the original plan for Lee to attack down that Emmitsburg Road.
Correct. And then it stopped Longstreet from hitting Little Round Top an hour early.
Yeah.
If
Well,
not
I got
even
news for you.
further early.
If you would have let, if Sickles would have stayed where he was, which he was not up on top of Little Round Top, his line couldn't reach that far.
Nope. He
And
was on
Hood would have attacked straight through he'd have overrun them in an hour.
Correct. Especially given that the south end of Cemetery, the ridge, is a ridiculously less advantageous defensive position than the intersection of, what is that, the Millersburg Road and the Emmetsburg Road?
Tawny Town.
My bad. But yes. And that's the thing, right? Again, I don't remember who I was reading or listening to that pointed out, like, yo, this just fucking happened to Sickles at Chancellorsville, right? Yeah. He looked out in front of him and saw Mary's Heights and was like, we should go stand on those, and got told, no, don't do that. And then what fucking happened?
Hey, no, Sickles was also the guy that one of his units saw Jackson's flank march, and he sent a recon and force down that road towards the old furnace and got his ass chewed for doing that.
Yep. Well, it's because the command couldn't write off Sickles going, hey, look at this. These guys just saw it. I saw it, as easily as they could write off Ollie Howard with, oh, they're just Germans that don't understand the language, right? So yeah, no, I mean, was that super duper detrimental for the Third Corps?
Okay, yeah, we're gonna argue with Nord right now. All right?
We are.
Yes, we are. Nordic. Now listen to me and listen to me close, buddy.
Oh boy, jeez.
If Sickles had stayed on the line, and Hood and McClaws would have struck him in the position he was in, all right. First off, he would have chased off those low cohesion type fucking Union units that were in the Third Corps, and the Fifth Corps. Do you think the Fifth Corps was going to run Hood and McClaws off Little Round Top and Big Round Top?
Absolutely not. They were also in position to attack right then.
It would. Yes, right. And they had been on the move. They would have never been able to do it, and we'd have ended up with a Pipe Creek battle later on.
I don't think that Meade would have.
No, the philosophy
reformed at Pipe Creek. To be honest with you,
the philosophy of the Pipe Creek battle.
Okay, I was about to say Meade would not have reformed before he got to the fortifications around DC.
They did because Sickles went forward and he gave the Fifth Corps time because of Governor Warren.
That's the whole point. Yeah. By the time Sickles was already engaged, Governor Warren was just thinking like, hey, man, we should put somebody up here with these signalmen because this is fucking bad.
That's a good question, Nangwea.
You can certainly game them in bigger games. I was trying to figure out if I could game it in Longstreet attacks, and you can. I might just have to mess with one of the scenarios. I intend to play that in Longstreet attacks.
Look at the second base scenario from Terrible Foot Board. You can get the rules online for free. And look at that setup and see where the Fifth Corps and the Artillery Reserve was behind the Tawny Town Road, back in the woods, back way behind. So I mean, if Hood and McClaws overrun the Third Corps in the position they were in originally, they'd have been sitting on Little Round Top and they'd have been sitting on Big Round Top, and it would have been a whole different thing. The Fifth Corps would have had to attack up those slopes from the backside, which were just as nasty and more wooded than the front side was.
I was going to say that's the double-edged sword, right? Is that they're more wooded, right? So it's kind of easier it's harder to attack. It's kind of harder to defend. Nord, my point is, there's a ton of documentation that's commonly available now pointing out where Sickles repeatedly hollered at Meade saying, hey, this is bad. The ridge I'm standing on is 6 fucking feet tall. This is bad. There's big heights immediately to my front that block my view and are just waiting for artillery to roll up on them. Let me move forward. Meade didn't like Sickles because he wasn't a West Point guy, because Meade didn't like political generals, which after his experiences I kind of understand. But at the same time, when you just ignore one of your Corps commander's requests who is actually on the field looking at what's going on, you can't get that angle, and that Corps commander's like, well, I fucking asked 4 times, and I haven't gotten a no back. I haven't gotten a yes back. I need to do this.
I mean, come on. You had Henry Hunt right out there, and even he
Yeah,
declined
yeah, you're
after
right.
they were out there.
This is a far better position, but I can't give you the authority of Meade was the issue. Unless I have massively misunderstood that, Jeff. Was that Henry Hunt agreed that was a far better defensible position, especially to put his core artillery on.
Right. Well, and plus you got to remember too, Sickles sent Berdan's sharpshooters out. He found what most people believe was probably Anderson's division, which had not been engaged yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, Sickles just took that as, oh, shit, this is probably Longstreet moving over there. So he adjusted. The Peach Orchard, I mean, come on. Any of us that have been to Gettysburg, if you stand at the front edge of the Peach Orchard closest to Warfield Ridge, it's a fucking great spot for artillery.
I still need to get up there.
I am always available for that particular function.
I
will take days off for that.
I just haven't been north really much at all.
Yeah, and you need to do some reading too. I'm trying to think of which book I had where it talks about, because Meade requested Sickles to the headquarters. And I think when Sickles got to the headquarters, Meade said, nope, stay on your horse. And they rode back over there. And of course, by that time, when things had started popping off, Meade had already determined, well, you're not going anywhere now because you're already there. And then Meade started making the adjustments with the Second Corps, which, you know what? You had to know that Heath and Pender and Rhodes and Early were smoked already. Johnson got into position on the Confederate left late in the middle, or in the early morning hours, late at night, early morning hours. Anderson was the only untouched. And if you want the biggest success of that second day attack, and here's proof in the pudding I'm about to give you. Anderson got a brigade that broke through Cemetery Ridge where Sickles, or where the Second Corps Sickles would have been, where they probably would have met up. And the Confederates gave him nothing to fulfill the penetration he made on that ridge. There was nothing there. So I think that if Sickles stays where he is, First Corps is going to beat the shit out of his Third Corps, and they're going to be sitting on those hills. And there's nothing the Fifth Corps, and the Fifth Corps was not the best unit. And had the Sixth Corps been there, it might have been a different story at the time. But there was no way the Fifth Corps was going to throw Hood and McLaws after it would have been a much more minimal fight had Sickles stayed where he was than what Sickles did by moving forward, because they were devastated by the time they got to the Round Top, the little Round Top. They took Big Round Top with nothing, but up 100-degree heat, up that damn hill, no water, and then trying to attack 3 or 4 times with only 2 regiments.
Forget about it.
Not going to happen. I think Sickles, there's a lot of people that agree with it. I think he made, while he may not have known the entire circumstance, I think his choice I think he made the right choice. I really do.
Did he act like a horse's ass after the battle was over? Yeah. Does that mean that history just shit all over him for the next 140 years? Yeah. Yeah. Did he make the right call standing there that day? You probably.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna throw the same argument for, like I say, for Oliver Otis Howard. He got fucked twice by being the unit that had to be put in the bad spot. All right. Hell, one of his leaders, Barlow, made a bad decision to move forward to Blocker's Knoll or Barlow's Knoll.
And it's one of those
you
get the same.
And they did not know where Early was until it was too late.
Correct, but my point is you get the same friction in command where Meade didn't really feel like Ollie Howard either.
Yeah,
so
how many people did?
Well,
they didn't like him. They didn't like the fact that his unit was just full of Germans. Like,
I'm going to have to go to bed because I got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here.
Oh, man.
We get good discussion going, and you
good show.
I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, Andrew, we'll pick this up tomorrow night.
I got a long ass day tomorrow. Not only do I got to go to work, I got to drive to Kansas City.
All right. Anyhow, one more time. Gettysburg tomorrow night. We're going to run down
What time?
games that I like. It's 9 p.m. Eastern. You know, Hexy. He always does 9 p.m. pretty much. So I don't know if I think I got it posted on Facebook, but it's been up there for about a little over a week. So tell your buddies, tell your friends, get your kids. It's going to be a family show.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Oh, no
Thanks,
way.
Chris, for letting us come on your show.
Hey,
Yeah, it's nice seeing everybody.
it's not like y'all don't get the fucking thing all the time.
Wow.
Correct.
So, all right, guys, y'all take care.
All right.
And
man.
everybody out there, thanks for dropping in. We'll have another show next week, but we're going to skip a week in 2 weeks because I'm going to be in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yep. So,
All right.
all right, guys, take care.
Yeah, man. See y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.